Hey everyone, how are y'all? Sally Mae, it's good to see that you've got your account working now. All right, y'all don't forget to hit the thumbs up and put your chat on live chat. So that way y'all can see all of the good comments that are being made in the chat. All right. I'm sorry, I'm late. I had to push the live back 5 more minutes because I was running late getting it scheduled. Princess Megan, how are you? All right. Emails pinned to the top of the chat if y'all need it. I'm gonna be honest. I have since I've woke up today, I have been looking into Madeline Soto's case, and I honestly I don't know what to think about it. Hey, Vapor, how are you? Um, I think her mom is completely lying. I don't know if she's trying to cover for her own self or she's trying to cover uh, for the boyfriend or what. She's hiding something. She has too many inconsistencies in her story. First, she claims that we took Madeline and dropped her off at school, and then she says, "Oh, I didn't drop her off at school. My partner did." There's too much going on with her with what she's saying. Catch me out. I think she is completely like everything that she has said is a lie. They have, when she did her interview with WFTV, she told them one thing, but then turned around and told police something else. you know, she's telling one place that she talked to her that night, that Sunday night, after her birthday party, and Madeline was showing her like all of her gifts and stuff like that. And she told, that one place when she was interviewed that was the last time she talked to her. And then she tells another place that she talked to her or seen her at 8 o'clock that morning when she was getting ready for school, but police at that time believed that she was already deceased. Vapor, I'm doing good, thank you. Hey Tiff, how are you? So there's just I don't know. I'm just waiting for law enforcement to come out and say, that she's like getting charged for something. Princess Megan, no, it's not. I don't know what's up with them two, but like I said, I don't know if she's trying to cover for her own self or if she's trying to cover for him or maybe both. I don't know. Hey JC, how are you? Sunset Gazing, how are you? Now, it cats me out. I haven't seen a whole lot about the grandmother, other than the grandmother. The birthday party on Sunday, the day before she went missing, was held at the grandmother's house, and that the grandmother, I guess, is the one that made the statement about Madeline being scared to sleep by herself. Other than that, I haven't seen a whole, which I haven't really concentrated on the grandmother. Yeah, I did watch. I watched the one where the mom speaks first, and then she gets up, and then he sits down. The disgusting man. I don't even want to say his name. He sits down with his fake tears. Um, I know there's another one. of him standing behind her. I haven't watched the entirety of that one yet. I haven't. If the grandmother did an interview, I haven't watched that one yet either. I'm still so behind on this case, y'all. It's crazy. But I am going to play the interview that I'm talking about with the mom and the boyfriend here in just a minute. Grandmother interview is odd too. Okay, I'll have to see Cat's Meow if I can find it. So the pedal ring 7 to 10 miles away getting busted is odd as well. What is crazy, and I haven't looked at the distance, but it's weird how Madeline's mom's boyfriend was arrested um, for having stuff on his phone. If y'all remember Nicole Baldwin, who is also missing in Florida, her husband was arrested for the same thing. It's like I said, I don't know the distance between the two areas, and I'm hearing that there's another guy that was busted down in that area. Um, that was like a leader of all this or something like that. The Santa guy, yeah, Michelle. I've heard about that. I haven't looked into that though, but I've heard a lot of people that's mentioned about the Santa guy too. It's something about it's his name. Is his real name Joe or something like that? I'll have to look more into him. Lady V, how are you?
I'm doing a little bit better. How are you?
Um, I'm all right. I'm just like super tired. Okay, so his name is James. Okay, where I got Joe from. But I didn't hear about him until today, though.
I haven't heard about him. I took the day kind of off.
Well, there is. I don't know a whole lot about the Santa Claus guy. I did see a picture of him. He's got like an older guy, white beard, and stuff like that. But
Of course.
apparently there was. I can't remember. Somebody told me the creator, and I can't remember who it was. They told me because I wanted to go back and watch their live about it, where they were kind of like, I guess, trying to place this Stephen guy with the Santa Claus guy, like that they're friends, and there's something about, hey honey, how are you? Something about that when when it was brought up about Madeline's friends and about where she could be at, like if she'd have went to a friend's house or something like that, that his name was brought up. Jays for Justice, yes, that was her. And I was gonna go back and watch her thing, y'all, and I got so caught up into this whole interview with the mom, and then I got disgusted. And
Oh, that thing you can watch that over and over again. It still doesn't make any sense.
well, I was going through because I finally joined the Madeline Soto Facebook groups today, and I was trying to like, oh, and y'all only got there's three of them, and I only got through one, like halfway through one, because I was trying to read like all of the comments and what people were saying, and people were talking about in this interview that there is like this sound in the background. People were swearing it was a parrot and saying that the parrot should be able to tell, who it was that murdered Madeline. And then some people were saying it was like an automatic
It's
dog.
an automatic bird feeder. It's an
Okay.
automatic feeder, is what
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
There's
But
been like countless. I mean, even the guy on the behavior panel said it was a parrot. But let me say this: the reason that I do think that it's a feeder
mhm.
is because at the end, when it's done, she said that should be it, or that should be all. Meaning,
Okay.
if it was a parrot, she wouldn't know if it was going to shut up or
Right.
not, right?
Right.
I
Well,
heard
see.
she had a parrot, but
Well, hey Avery, how are you?
maybe
Um.
it was a parrot feeder.
Well, see, whenever I was reading through all the Facebook stuff, I hadn't watched the interview yet. So I'm like trying to listen, because I didn't know how loud it was going to be or anything like that. And then it was like right there at the camera. It sounded like you can hear it loudly.
My
Let's
family, we had 20 parrots at one time. Okay, I know what parrots
yes.
sound like. That's not it.
So um, I was. It's weird how like okay, so right before the feeder noise, okay, she says we took her to we dropped her off at school or down from the school and she wanted to walk the rest of the way. And then there's like the
Mm-hmm.
noise of the feeder and she's like, I'm sorry, and she waits for it to stop so she can finish talking. And then she says it again. We dropped her off at the school or down the street and she wanted to walk the rest of the way. It's like she was confirming that she was with him when
Yeah,
he allegedly dropped her off at school. And then later on in the interview, she's like, well, I didn't drop her off at school, my partner did.
right.
There's just so many inconsistencies in her story, and then on top of the fact that she sheds no tears. And this when this interview was done, it was 24 hours after Madeline had been reported missing. Like she hadn't been found, he hadn't been arrested yet, uh none of
You
that.
know,
So
you know what got me more than anything else in this interview?
what's
Okay,
that?
let's say you're on medication, or let's say you're just in shock, you're just numb. What all these excuses they have for. When it got to the point that I'm talking about them getting items of clothing
Hmm.
so the dogs can sniff out my kid, I think I would have lost it at that point. And she says it just so matter of factly.
She has no emotions. Like her
Nothing.
face it stays the same throughout the whole interview. Like she does not change her expression at all, except for when the feeder noise is going on, and she's kind of smiles and is like, "I'm sorry." Um, she does not cry. It doesn't sound like when somebody's talking and they get upset, and it's you can tell that they're about to cry the way they're talking or
Yeah,
whatever. Like
no.
there's none of that. There's no emotion whatsoever coming from the mom. And then you've got this other dude when he sits down, and it's the Stefan dude. I hate even saying his name.
Oh, I do too.
But when he sits down, I mean, he's done got the waterworks going. He's prepared for his interview.
Oh yeah.
He
He's
he
got his
puts.
eyes red, his
Oh
nose
yeah,
pinched. Yeah.
he's done got his whole thing ready to go, when he sits down to put off that he's very worried about her. And I'm sitting here thinking the whole, because if I would have watched this when it first came out, um, then I would have felt very differently than what I felt today watching it, knowing that he done this to her, and what that she was found and he knew the whole time where she was at. And I was sitting here and I was just like holding on to my desk, and I was sitting here thinking, you are a sick person to sit here and do this interview, pretending like you're crying and that you care, knowing that the whole time you're the one who did this to her and you know exactly where she was at.
Did you say you think you would have felt differently if you had watched it before?
Okay, so if I would have watched it when it first came out, while she's still missing, before he was arrested,
Yeah.
before she was found, and all that, I wouldn't have been like, hey, this dude did it, I probably
No,
wouldn't
you
have been
would
like
have
that.
been. Oh, you
But
would have been.
just knowing that he's the one who done it, it was like, yeah,
Oh,
he's
you would
just
have. You would have nailed him. You would have
I,
nailed him.
I
There's no
might
way.
I might have had that suspicion, but it was just the feeling was
You
stronger,
might not
just
have voiced it just yet, but you would have known.
because like the mom, I'm just, and I may have it's just the thing that I when I watched it today for the first time, the entire thing, I knew that he did it to her. He's been arrested,
Oh yeah.
and what he had on his phone, and he's the prime suspect. And it just it I was so upset
Yeah.
that
Well,
he
and she upsets me more than he does. I mean, she's
Really?
standing there. Yeah. I mean, she's like holding. I mean, not for what he did. I mean, the interview part is
Oh
what
yeah, she is
upsets me
comforting.
more.
She's comforting him.
And she just,
It,
both of them make me sick, but it's like, I mean, they both equally make me sick, but I think it just makes me more mad at her because at
well,
least he tries to have some emotion,
and she
you
has
know,
none. Hey, King Scarlet.
nothing. It's like she's talking about a plant.
Oh wait, hold on. I just saw a comment and I've let it drop off my screen. Hold on. Um, unspoken heart stillness. How are you? And they says that he dropped her off at school with question marks. So that's why he threw away her laptop and backpack. Yes, he even says that whenever she gets out of the car, um, he tells her, "Have a good day at school. Love you." She's like, "Thanks, love you too." Gets out, looks through her backpack. He thought she was looking through her earbuds because she's always looking for them and blah blah blah. And then the mom's talking about that there's cameras at the church and they have her on camera and she's out there till like 9 o'clock and then she walks away and the whole time the police, by 9 o'clock they already think she's deceased at what was it 8:19 when she was seen in the car. Hey, K Braves. When she's
Oh,
seen in
yeah.
the car with him and allegedly she's asleep or whatever, but uh, police think that she's already deceased at that point.
Yeah.
It's just there's so much, y'all.
I
It's
mean, don't get me wrong. He makes me really. I'm just totally disgusted by him. But the mom, just really, I can't comprehend not having any emotion,
and
except when you're laughing at the bird feeder.
the thing is though, it's like she hasn't cried the whole time because if she would have been crying, this interview was like I said, 24 hours after she was reported missing.
Yeah,
She does not have any redness in her eyes, like she's been crying at all. Her face is not red. She doesn't have the swollen puffy eyes from crying. It looks like she is just like she literally just walked in the house from work, changed her clothes, and is getting ready to sit back and relax and watch a movie.
well, and read a script because, I mean, even when after the feeder thing goes off, I
Hmm.
mean, she like stops and does a complete reset,
And
and it's
starts
just like,
talking.
okay, I got to start exactly where I and here we go. I mean, before that, she had a little emotion in her voice whenever she giggled about the thing because she was embarrassed. That was genuine emotion. But she
Mhm.
went right back down to a flat affect, flat tone, just like,
Oh yeah, it was like she forgot where she stopped at, so she had to go back and because she literally starts back at we dropped her off at school. But apparently you didn't drop her off at school because you were too tired and called him to
you
come
wanted
pick
to
her up.
sleep. Yeah.
Yes, and see that's another thing. When was the last time that you actually seen her? Was it the night before? Whenever y'all talked and she told you about the birthday party that you couldn't make it to because you were working, or was it the next morning whenever you claimed that you seen her getting ready for school?
I don't think she ever saw her get ready for school,
I
in
mean,
my opinion.
I don't
Let me
think she
ask you a
did either.
question. Do you think she was scared of him? Because I see no fear in her voice. I hear no fear and I see no fear in her.
No, I
She
don't think
doesn't
she is.
strike me as being afraid at all. And when she's sitting there shaking, she's just jiggling her leg.
I think
Nervous
she was more.
energy.
I think she was more nervous than anything else.
Yeah.
The way she's sitting there, with the legs shaking, and they even got uh, uh, the camera even pointed to her leg at
Yeah,
one point.
finally.
Just I guess, just maybe prove or back up that that's the reason why she was shaking. Uh, you
Right. Because everybody's like, oh my God, she's shaking so bad. I'm like, she's not shaking. You can
no,
see, because
it's
I do that sometimes and I jiggle my leg and my whole
hmm
body shakes like that.
yeah. Hey, the ugly chuckling. How are you? Okay, so Cat's Meow said, I've only heard but can't confirm that she's lawyered up. Yeah, I've heard that too, that she's lawyered up. She's not speaking to anybody else and all this and that. Which, I mean, if she has lawyered up, would make sense. that she's not going to speak with anybody else because they probably told her not to. I'm just waiting for.
Either that or she's like being interrogated.
I'm waiting though, y'all, for these charges. Like, people are saying, the police are being silent now. There's, what's taking so long for the charges, this and that. I mean, they got him in jail. He's not going to go anywhere on the charges that he's already got for what they found on his phone. Um, I think they're just taking their time and gathering up their evidence, whether
That's
it's
what I.
against, just him or if it's against the mom. Hey, Big Al, how are you? Or whether it's against the mom as well. Uh, I think that's what they're doing. They're just taking their time with it,
That's what
and
I think.
and wanting to make sure that they get it right, for Madeline. Um, okay, so I think that he's setting up the scenery by throwing her stuff in the garbage to make it look like she was abducted. I mean, did he not think though that there's cameras around there that's going to catch him throwing stuff in the garbage dump?
You would think.
I mean, because
I'm glad people are so ignorant.
yeah, because he
It makes the law enforcement's job a whole lot easier.
he literally says she gets out of the car to walk to the school, and she stops and she looks in her backpack. But dude, you literally threw her backpack and her school issued laptop in the dumpster at the apartment complex.
Right.
I mean, when he is officially charged with her murder, um, they're going to show all this. They're going to show like what he said in this interview versus what it shows on camera. And if the mom is, if they end up charging her, um, they're going to use what she said against her too, and it may not come down to them charging her with Madeline's murder, but I mean they have proof that he abused her since
Yeah.
2022 in the house. Like they know that it's in their house. The mom would have not necessarily been there at the time that it was happening, but she was living at that same house at the same time. I just don't see how she didn't know that it was going on.
I don't honestly think that she was too tired to take her daughter. I think she knew what had happened and she let him take care of it because
And that's just her
she knew
story.
she's gonna get caught up in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. So allegedly, I heard that her grandmother said that Madeline was afraid to sleep alone,
By herself.
inferring that she slept with them.
Well, see, I have heard, and this is all alleged because it's hard to prove what was going on in the
Yeah.
house,
Right.
but there has been people that have said that they all three shared a room, that
Yeah.
Madeline and her mom shared a room. But from my understanding, the house was like a 4-bedroom house.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Um, it. I could understand if it's just the mom and Madeline living there by themselves, and maybe Madeline, a big house, you're a young kid, you go climb in the bed with your mom. You know what I'm saying? But not if there's a
Somebody
man
else
staying.
there. Right.
Right.
I didn't
Uh,
even do that with my mom and dad.
right. It's just
My
you have
bio
your own
dad.
room, you have your own room, you have your own bed. That's where you sleep at.
Right.
Uh, but I can see that if it's just her and her mom living there.
Oh well, yeah.
Uh, but I wish if I haven't heard the grandmother say that, but I have heard that she did say that, and
Well,
so
I
I'm
was
wondering.
watching. Actually, I was watching this one creator that I very rarely watch, but it was on the uh, description,
Mhm.
so I tuned in, and where he got his information was from Plunder, and Plunder had the grandmother's stuff interpreted,
Mhm.
and I heard the grandma say that if it
Okay,
was
now
her.
plunger is really good.
She
I
is.
just like when she was doing the Kylie Rodney case, I watched everything that she put out about Kylie Rodney.
Yeah, she was
Uh,
good.
I haven't been able to watch her here recently, but usually when she puts something out, it's I've always known it to be legit.
Yeah, I don't think she would risk her reputation.
Right. Um, Cat's meow. Uh, I understand you don't want to say it, especially like in here. Since you're in Discord, can you send me a private message on there if you don't mind? Let's see. A guy in GH interview said the other family lived with them when he knew them. Okay. I seen something today, and
I
this was
hadn't
in the
heard that.
what I saw today was in the Facebook group. Okay, and like there are people that have legit information that will post in
Oh
these
yeah.
groups, and then you've got people who's just going to run off with like these all wild conspiracies and all this snap. But I had heard that there was some people that was I can't remember if they were friends with Jen and Stefan and Madeline, or if they were family members, but apparently they had stayed at the house with them at some point, and that they claimed that they knew about the abuse going on,
What?
but never. I'll have to go back
Why
and see
didn't
if I
they
can.
report it?
That's what I didn't understand, because it was somebody else that was saying it, and you know how sometimes when they try to explain something, they like just some people just can't explain
Right.
what they've heard, or they may leave out a detail or something like that. Um, so I don't know if it was that. I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can find it and reread it, because it was something about that they knew that the abuse was going on. Just let me. I'll have to go back and find it before,
Yeah. I'm
because it
sorry, I
seemed.
took the day off. I didn't get into Facebook. I was not
No,
feeling
it's
well.
not. It's just because I was thinking the same thing. Well, if y'all knew that it was going on, why didn't you report it to police? So it when I was and y'all, I didn't get up till like 2 o'clock today. So when I'm trying to like read through 40 different things, I have to kind of like read through it quickly, and I don't get to write everything down. And I don't know why I didn't write that down or where I had found it at to go back and read, look at it. But I will go back in the morning and find it. Because I thought the same thing. Well, if you knew that it was going on or that it had happened, why didn't you call police and turn this in?
Well,
Because
I mean, if you suspected it and didn't turn it in, I could understand that. But if you knew it was going on,
and you didn't.
yeah, that,
You're kind of, to
yeah,
me, in the same boat as Stefan and
yeah,
her mom at that point.
I agree.
You know, and that may seem harsh, but that's just it's better if you think that something's going on, or to call and report it and have it checked out. Because if you let's just say if we knew this family and we suspected that this was going on with this little girl and we called, it would have saved her life potentially. Hey
Yeah, I think
Tonka.
some people are afraid to do that because they're afraid of, if it's not true, the consequences coming
Right,
back
the
on them.
blowback of it, which I
Yeah,
understand also, but hey, when it comes to a child, I could give two shits less about the blowback.
yeah.
If it saves a child's life or keeps them from being abused or whatever, then you can be mad at me all you want. But if you can't comprehend the fact that I suspected something and I was doing it for the best interest of the child, then I have nothing to say to you.
Yeah. I had a friend that her mother was abusing the children physically,
Hmm.
and I called.
I
I stayed
mean,
friends with the mom and the grandma, actually, but um, yeah, I called, and I told her, if you ever do this again, because they lived across the street from me, and I'm like, you ever do this again, I'm not calling CPS, I'm calling the police,
right.
because
I mean,
I babysat them part of the time.
it's always when it comes to kids or even the elderly or animals or anything like that, it's always best to be safe
Yep.
than it is something happened to them hey Shay, how are you?
Hey, Shay.
And then something happened to them, and then you're like, damn, like I could have done something about this. I could have reported it. I could have called police, and this child would still be here, you know.
Yeah.
And so,
And not going through that.
right, it's and like I said, if the person gets upset with you because you're looking out for the best interest of the kids, then let them be upset, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Okay, now Princess Megan asked a question. I want to know if you have figured this out yet. Whether they were dating or broken up, or was whether he was staying there or not.
that's where the confusing part comes in because I don't know when. Okay, so she claims that she calls Stefan her partner. What I mean, he's been called her partner, her boyfriend, the stepdad. We're just
Yeah.
gonna go with partner. I'm not even gonna put stepdad with him and Madeline.
Mm-mm.
So apparently she calls him and says, hey, can you take Madeline to school? I don't know when she called him because allegedly he's also the one that went to the grandmother's house the night before and picked Madeline up and brought her home from the birthday party because her mom was at work, which would I
Wait,
assume.
wait, wasn't he there?
No,
He wasn't at the birthday party?
no. And that has been confirmed by
Hmm.
some of Madeline's friends who were at her party. There was one of the friends' mom was there. And she has
Oh.
come out and spoken and said that he was not there and neither was Madeline's mom, which
I
it
had
has
not
been
heard that.
said, but it has been said that Madeline's mom couldn't make it because she was at work,
Right.
which to me is a bullshit excuse. Shay, yeah, we're talking about Madeline Soto. Um, to me, that is a bullshit excuse. I get that you're a single mom and you have to work because you have bills to pay. But you mean to tell me that you can't go and call your job and be like, look, my daughter's having a birthday party. Can I just take off long enough to go to her party and celebrate with her, and then I'll come right back to work if I need to. Uh,
Or schedule it at a time where you can be there. I wouldn't have had a party without my kids or my husband there.
right. So, but it has been confirmed by Madeline's friend's mother that he was not there, Stefan was not there, and neither was Jen. Okay, so at some point, she calls him to pick
That's
Madeline up
weird.
from the grandmother because that's where the party was at. Was her name Yolanda? I believe is what her name is. Um, so he goes and picks her up. Well, I'm assuming, and this hasn't been confirmed. Wait, she called him her partner, so it's her partner. She said it, not us. Well, I'm just gonna say partner, like I said, because I don't want to put stepdad on that.
Oh,
That's
no way.
you know. So anyway, so I'm assuming if nobody else is living at this house, no other adults anyway, and that he doesn't leave this 11-year-old girl. Well, I'm sorry, not 11, 13-year-old girl at this time home by herself overnight when her mom is not there. Uh, on top of the fact that we know that it has been confirmed that he was abusing her. Um, so I would think that that would, in his mind, be like, hey, her mama's not here. It's just me and her. You know what I mean?
I had, if she worked nights and he didn't, he had plenty of opportunity.
Right. So I'm thinking that maybe, hey, Margaret, that he goes and gets her from the grandmother's house.
What?
And after her birthday party, brings her home, stays the night. And I don't know if she called him that night when I guess you know I haven't figured out when she called about taking her to school. That's what I'm confused about because was it that morning that she called and said, hey, I need you to take Madeline to school, or was it the night before that, hey, can you take Madeline to school the next morning? That hasn't, like, I need to know her timeline. Okay,
Yeah.
of like February the 25th on that Sunday, the day of Madeline's birthday party. I need to know her timeline. And then I need to know the timeline all the way into the next day, uh, when she goes to the school to pick her up, and they say, "Hey, she didn't show up. She wasn't at school." Okay, so wait, they said that she worked the afternoon, not that night. But honestly, nothing. That's what I'm saying, King Scarlet. It's like there's when it comes to the mom and her timeline, it's very blurry. It's very hard to tell what is the truth, because
I
it's
think she meant it to be like that because, you know, I think she's grasping at straws.
I can't figure out if she's trying to, like, if she's covering for herself, or she's covering for him, or she's trying to cover for both of them.
Yeah.
Shay, don't feel bad, honey, because I literally yesterday, when I was able to finally start getting up and moving around and sit down at the computer for the first time in over a week, I started looking into this case. Um, and this is like just, I guess, 24 hours that I have
Yeah.
had to learn all of this. It's very confusing, especially when you jump straight into a case in the middle of it. It's There's so many different things coming at all angles at you, and you're trying to decipher which
Sorry.
is no, you're good. You're trying to figure out which is true and which is not, and all this and that. Skinny, how are you? And who else had just come in?
Tina.
Uh, Tina, how are you? I know it was somebody. Yeah, if y'all have not done so, please hit the thumbs up. Um, what was I saying? Okay, I have influenza type A and was down nearly 2 weeks. I hope you're feeling. Shay, yes, I am starting to feel better. I still have a cough, and I'm still using the inhaler, which is not working.
No,
Um,
mine didn't either. I
it,
did it
it's
today.
I have done it 3 times today already. I'm only supposed to do it 2 inhales 3 times a day. It's supposed to break all that crap up, and you're supposed to be able to get it up. I cannot. And y'all, I will tell y'all this. Thank God I ended the live last night when I did, because I had it very cold in my room while I was live. And as soon as I ended it and I went into the living room where it was a little bit warmer, I had a coughing fit, y'all, for, I know, lasted probably 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, it was really bad. So I'm glad I did end the live when I did, or I would have, like, had to go mute for a very long time. And Shay, thank you. Shay says praying for healing for both of you ladies. Talking about me and you,
Oh, thank you,
Lady
Shay.
D. Kelly M, how are you?
I actually got this stuff. My aunt ordered it for me.
Uh huh.
It's called Clear Lung. Clear Lungs. It's like a Eastern medicine type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think took it last night after the live, and then I took it again today, and I think it's actually starting to help some.
I've never heard of that.
She says my mom used to use it. I don't remember my mom ever. My mom was into stuff like that big time, and I use a lot of stuff like that, but I don't remember that one at all.
Lord, okay. I'm trying to respond back to Skinny, and I can't even spell. I'm trying to figure out how to spell bronchitis, but because Skinny said all damn 2 weeks, so Rona only got me one. Well, I have bronchitis. I've been now going on 2 weeks. This, y'all, is the worst.
I think that's what I have. I haven't gone to the doctor because I just haven't felt like it, to be
I, I,
honest.
I honestly, I don't think I've ever been this sick.
The only time I've been this sick was when I was in the hospital with Rona, and I was a little bit sicker than this.
Promethazine cough syrup, but the doctor really helped me cough and fits. I spelled it wrong. I know what you're talking about, Shay.
Oh no, this is stuff that's tried and true. It's been around for like 50 years.
Yes, Skinny, I had bronchitis. And y'all, I mean, I've had it before, but this time it was like I was fine one day, I was fine that night. I go to
Yeah.
sleep and I wake up literally coughing, like, to the point that I'm losing my breath. And it just kept
That's
getting
exactly
worse.
how it happened to me too.
It was just like it hit me all of a sudden, on top of the fact that the pollen has not been helping any around here. And which they told me, try to stay in this house as much as possible. Only go out if you need to, and all that. So
I was at work and my boss was having some allergies. So when I first started coughing, I thought that's what it was. But then I was like, I never have allergies. I don't understand. And like by the time I got home that night, I'm like, this is not allergies.
yeah, it shaved my ribs and chest, which I'm still sore from all the coughing, but
Mm-hmm.
my ribs and my chest was killing me from it. Okay, so let me ask y'all this: has everybody in here watched the interview of Madeline's mom, where like the first part of the interview is her speaking, and then I need a nickname for this guy.
A-hole. Scumbag.
I need a good one.
Troll. Hey, somebody said he looked like a dunce with, in that interview you're talking about. It looks like his hat could keep going up to a point, so we can call him dunce.
Hmm. Well, we
Oh,
could.
yeah.
Because y'all know I have
He's,
to come up with nicknames for all these people, because I hate even saying their name.
yeah.
It's just and giving them any type of recognition. Um,
Well, we don't want to say the P word too much.
yeah, because YouTube
Lizard.
wouldn't like that. Um, trying to think of what he looks like.
Tiffany.
Pinky. Looks like a faded gnome in my mommy's garden. Y'all, every time I
Yeah.
see the word gnome, I think of this other YouTube creator that didn't know the right pronunciation of it, and
Gnome.
they would call it gnome. So now every time I see the word, I would have pronounced it like that. Make sure Troll gives you a big glass of ice water. Shay, I do have. I have a. He bought me a case of bottled water, because I don't like bottled water if it's really cold. So I've got a case of it sitting here beside my desk. Plus, I've got like 20 cough drops on my desk just
Yeah.
in case I need it. So, and I even said this last night: if I go mute and I stay muted for a few minutes, it just give me a little bit. It's only because I'm coughing real bad, and I can't, like, I don't want to be coughing in y'all's ear.
Sounds like Al's sick too.
Uh oh, he's been Big Al. Are you okay? Are you sick also? He's been drinking Pedialyte. Some Pedialyte's really good.
I've
Um,
just been drinking. Well, my husband bought me some orange juice, and I've drank 2 big glasses of it. One yesterday and one today, and it gives me heartburn, man.
I got my husband got the Dollar General brand, whatever it is, of the Pedialyte, because it was like way cheaper. But he got the is it fruit cocktail? I think was the flavor, and it's like one of those, when you first start drinking it, you kind of gotta get acquired to the taste. But if it's really cold, it's really good. It doesn't have like that nasty aftertaste that some stuff has.
I'm really good at drinking water.
See, still the cold. Got results back in my hip is destroyed. Need surgery as soon as possible. But they're 8 weeks out on scheduling. Oh damn! I know that you said before when you were up here, Big Al, about your hip and stuff, and you were waiting on that. But hopefully they can get you in. Maybe there'll be a cancellation and they can get you in sooner than 8 weeks. So hopefully, we're gonna be praying for you, because I know you got to be in pain.
Oh yeah,
That sucks.
yeah. I'm
Thank you,
sorry, Big
Skinny.
Al.
Skinny, thank you. I'm very happy to be back. I've missed everybody, y'all, tremendously. Like, but and I still feel bad. I even said this last night. I feel so bad for not even doing like the community post and letting everybody know what was going on. But I just didn't even feel like picking my phone up. So there's more to it. Got to find somewhere to recover without stairs. 8 weeks recovery time.
Mm.
Oh,
You
wow.
don't have DoorDash, do you, Big Al?
Well, hopefully you'll be able to find you somewhere.
I tell you what, if I had to have hip surgery, I would have my husband bring me up to the second floor. There's a bed up here, and there's my little room up here, so I wouldn't go insane.
Yeah,
Nothing. I was just thinking if you could get DoorDash, you wouldn't have to deal with some stairs unless you're like me and have stairs you have to come up all the time.
hey, Metamom. Let's see. Well, hopefully you can find somewhere, that you can hang out for the 8 weeks, which that's got to
He
be
could go with
worth it.
Sally. He could go with Sally and stay at the hotel.
So you can't just sit around. Got to keep moving in recovery. It sucks. Oh my god. That just y'all keep Big Al in your prayers, please, because just
Definitely.
the thought of hip surgery and having to continue moving, while you're recovering from the hip surgery, they make you walk on day one.
Yeah, my sister-in-laws have both of her hips done.
Oh
They did
my
that.
god.
That's why I'm like I would come up here and then I could just walk back and forth between here and the back of the bedroom.
Oh, that just, jeez.
That would
Well,
yeah, she was in pain.
I couldn't imagine having it and then the next day. Yeah. Which I mean, it makes sense because you don't want it to lock up and all that,
Yeah.
and
So where did you stay on your first time around, Big Al?
okay. And King Scarlet, I think I'm gonna go with your name. King Scarlet said call him a cockroach. That's what he is.
Hey, that I
He's,
didn't see that one. That one's good.
yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. Hey, May May, Kelly P, how are you? Bullets, how are you?
Hey, May.
Stay with a friend who had one level apartment open. Well, hopefully, Big Al, you'll be able to find somewhere that you can stay, but also, will be close enough to the business and stuff like that. And it
Yeah,
won't
I
be so
like that
hard on
name.
him. Yeah, he is. And they even got an emoji for it, y'all.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going with. We are going with Stefan. It's now the cockroach. So we don't have to say his name over here. People like him, and I'm pretty sure I'll have a name for Jen before it's over with. If something,
Mm-hmm.
if there's any charges that come out on her, uh, I don't like to mention their name, especially when it came from police that what he was doing to her for the past 2 years. And y'all, there was, I don't know if some of y'all saw this, but there was when I was looking through one of the Facebook groups, um, when she had her 12th birthday party when Madeline did, and I don't know if they were singing happy birthday to her or what they were doing. I didn't even listen to it because just seeing the video was very heartbreaking. But at the very beginning, and it was just a few seconds long. At the very beginning, though, she's smiling there, to everybody who's standing in front of her, and then you can just see her face just go from a smiling 12-year-old girl who was there celebrating her last birthday before she turns into a teenager, um, to this very sad, depressing look. And somebody even asked, like, how did nobody around her not see this look on her face?
And the dark eyes. Her eyes are
Yes.
just.
Yeah, I think it was.
She doesn't look like she's had a lot of sleep, to be honest.
No, she doesn't. Um, I don't know how people. I don't know how did the school not, like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe when she was at school, maybe that was her getaway, and she was happy and she could be a kid and stuff like that while she was there, because that was, like she didn't really have anything to worry about while she was in school. See, there's a channel running with the Prego rumor and Stefan sleeping in the same bed with Maddie, which people would make sure that they don't mix rumors with facts. We know that's why. Thank you, May May. I have heard that rumor too. Somebody was even trying to say that the picture that she has
Yeah.
of her hands on her hips, that it was making it look like that she was. Until they come out from that after with that autopsy report and say yes she was, I'm not gonna believe it. uh, that's, and we all know anybody who has been in true crime long enough, that the autopsy reports and the toxicology reports, they take weeks to come back. um, Probably 6 to 8 weeks. And they may not even at that point release it just because she is a minor. But when his ass goes to court, and he goes for his trial, I would.
Oh, we'll know for sure then whether it's one or two.
Right, because that because Court TV, y'all, has been all over this. Um, Vinnie Politan, like I watched one of his things today
Mm-hmm.
that I believe it was King Scarlet had posted a clip from the video, and I watched the whole thing, where it was comparing what like Jen told in her interview versus what she told police, and like he's been on top of it. So I really think that Court TV is going to try their best to get a camera in there
Oh,
when
I
he
think
goes to
so.
trial. Breeze Color wish people would make crazy speculations. That's right, but that's what people do, though. They take a situation like this, and that as bad as it is, and they add crap to it that there's no there's I mean nothing's been said about it. So if we haven't heard from police and oppressor, or her mom, or friends or anything like that come out and say it, uh, you know why come out with it? You know what I'm saying?
It
It
only
makes
confuses the situation.
it does, and it makes the person who come out with this rumor, it makes them look tacky.
Well, I think
You
it's
know?
disrespectful to the person that this happened to as well.
Yeah, it does.
I
And
think people are just trying to find out why after her birthday, why now, you know?
yeah,
And that's what they've come up with. Was that must be the reason why. Well, we don't know. I mean, she could have fought him off. She could have threatened to say something. It could be a number of things.
I have seen people speculate about an accidental OD from her mom, or him, or the
Yeah.
cockroach. I have seen people saying that which her and her mom do look a lot alike.
Yeah, they
Um,
do.
just the mom has the darker hair and hers is more of a blonde color. But they look a lot alike. And, it was brought up whenever it was said by this family friend that Jen is bipolar. And they said that it was her bipolar was the worst that they had ever seen. And they was like, for instance, one time they was over at the house, and they were visiting with Jen and the cockroach and Madeline, and so Jim would be sitting there and laughing and having a good time with all of them, and then a few minutes later she's out in her car crying her eyes out. Um, and another person was explaining, okay, well there are people with bipolar who have rage. There's, I'm sure, just like autism, there's different levels of the bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
And they're saying, well, maybe she had rage, and she she saw Madeline as her competition and not
Yeah.
her daughter.
Or Madeline might have said, "Look there, he likes me better than you." And
Yeah, it's just like there's just so many, and that could be true. Maybe she did look at her other than as a daughter. There are mothers out there who will look at their kids and be like, "You're my best friend," instead of
oh
my
yeah,
child, and that's how they treat them, as more of a friend than they do their child, and they don't discipline them the way that they need to. It, and it
well,
just
and there are
escalates from
those
there.
that that are in competition with their daughters, for sure. But
That is
I
true
kind
too.
of think it's what Skinny says, that more likely she aged out.
That could be it too. Um,
And maybe he turned her down because of that, and she said she was going to tell. I mean,
I
we
mean,
don't know how messed up he's got her mind.
right, and so this other person that was, and I actually wrote down what they said because I got to find in my notes where I wrote it down. But they had said literally like all these people are coming up with all of these, uh, these wild rumors and these wild speculations, and it was like literally the only thing that we know as a fact in this case is that Monday on the 26th at 7:45, the cockroach was seen dumping Maddie's stuff in the dumpster, her backpack and her school issued laptop. Uh, then at 8:19, he was seen in the car with what police believe. It was Maddie in the car with him, but police believe at that time she was deceased.
Right.
Uh, then from 1:30 to 2 o'clock, the cockroach was seen around the Hickory Tree Road, changing a flat tire, which is that's
Right.
the road that she was found on. 4:45, mom is at the school. She calls authorities to report Maddie missing. Police respond at 8 o'clock that night at the residence. And then that Friday on the 1st, her body was found off of Hickory Tree Road. Like, this person was like, this is literally the only facts that police have put out for us. This is all we know. Plus what is in this affidavit. And everybody coming out with these wild rumors and speculations and saying this is facts and all. It's not facts.
No.
you know it's just but it's like that with every single case though.
Yeah, it is.
There's people out there who are on Twitter and they want to come up with all these wild things so they can get more followers, or they're on YouTube because they want more clicks and views, or they're on TikTok for the clicks and views, or whatever platform they're on. The you know they the rumors and speculations,
Oh, it sells.
it sells. It's just like drama,
Yeah.
it sells. And
People
so,
love conspiracy.
yeah, and it's okay to you know have this thought, or think of it, could it be this way or could it be that way, but there's a difference in saying could it have been, or is this a possibility, versus this is a fact, this is how it was, this is what happened. It's completely different, the two. And so it's okay to have theories about stuff. Just state it as a theory, and don't say,
Right.
don't state it as a theory or your thought or your opinion, but not as a fact. That's what I'm trying to say. Because
Absolutely.
the facts, when you start stating something as a fact, one person hears it, they run with it, they change it, then it gets to the next person, it'll continuously change. You know, so Mama's hiding from the world now. That's what I have heard, that she lawyered up and that she's in hiding and that she's not talking to media anymore. Which, like I said earlier, would make sense if she's not if she has lawyered up. The lawyer might have said, "Hey, you don't need to speak to anybody anymore. Don't do no more interviews. Don't talk about it. Nothing like that." So that would make sense. But I don't know if she's hiding from the world. I mean, allegedly she was at her sister's house. Somebody found the car that she drives at her sister's house and took a picture of it. And I don't know what this woman drives. I don't know if this was her car, if this was her sister's house or whatever. But there's a picture floating on Facebook of her car at her sister's house, and on the back door at the driver's door, at the bottom where it opens, they've got the like the red tape that we've seen on the Idaho house where they had it on the
Right.
windows, to make sure that it hasn't been opened. They've got, there's like three pieces of that tape uh, at the bottom of the door on the back driver's side door. But I mean, I don't know if that's that woman's car. I don't know what she drives. How do I know that this is her sister's house? And somebody even said, if you go to the sister's house and you find the car and you take a picture of it and you post it that this is the sister's house with her car, that's kind of weird.
It is.
You
The
know,
one thing that I think makes me really believe that she didn't get up that morning and see her or anything like that is also because of the fact that she wouldn't have let him in her house. They had to get a search warrant. She knew they were
yeah.
going to find something, so she
Hmm.
knew, in my opinion.
Right.
And
I fully
I
think she
kind of
knows
think
more.
she's hiding. I think she's kind of hiding from the world right now too, because I think people are coming down on her hard.
I mean, but honestly,
But there is no hiding.
yeah, I mean, look at when people start noticing inconsistencies in your story about your 13-year-old daughter missing and now who has been found deceased, people are going to come down on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um, May, that was another thing that I see. May said, "What's up with her getting a GoFundMe for Maddie's funeral, but the church paid for the funeral." I don't know about the church paying for the funeral, and they very well could have. Um, I had seen something about a GoFundMe and that it was supposed to help with her funeral expenses and then for the family as well. But I had read that the funeral home had paid for her funeral. As what I had, well, that's what somebody had commented back on that post on Facebook. So I don't know honestly who paid for the
But
funeral.
still, why would they need to? Because they had that GoFundMe.
Wasn't it like $16,000 that was raised for
16. I
her?
heard 17.
So okay, so Skinny says yes, local funeral home donated. So I don't know. I mean, did they have a funeral service for her and then do the cremation? Because apparently she has been cremated as well, and a lot of people do that. They will have like a funeral service
Yeah, and then
in
they'll
the
right,
wake, and instead of leaving and going to the cemetery, they will just have the cremation whenever it's scheduled for after the service.
right.
Michelle says, could she be in a psych unit? If it were my child, that's probably where I would be. I think all of us in here, Michelle, that's probably where we would end up at. But this woman here, I don't, I don't see her being there. I just,
I don't either.
like I said, if you haven't watched uh, this interview that I'm fixing to play of hers, uh, you'll
I
see
do
what I'm
too,
saying.
Scarlett. King Scarlett, I have a problem with the GoFundMe also.
Yeah, because a lot of people were saying that they think that the GoFundMe needs to be shut down now. The fact that the funeral has already been paid for and it wasn't used by the with the GoFundMe money, it needs to be shut down because people are starting to think now that she may be trying to use that money towards cockroaches
Defense.
defense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think if you have a missing child or a missing adult or just a let's just say a missing person, okay, um, and they're found deceased, as with this case, and the family does not have the means to have a funeral and have them buried and stuff like that. If people want to donate, I think they should call the funeral home and
Yes.
say, hey, I would like to donate towards so and so's funeral service instead of having the whole GoFundMe thing. Because once you take that money off the GoFundMe, the people who donated it doesn't know where it's going to.
Right.
If
Yeah,
it's
I have a
going,
problem with it.
you know, so I think it would be, it's more transparent if you say, hey, look, okay, my family member was found. They are deceased. We do not have the money to bury them. Uh, if you would like to donate, here's the funeral home, the name, the phone number. If you don't believe that's the phone number, you can Google the name. Like, be completely transparent. If you would like to donate, just call and donate towards the service.
Right.
It's just it's more transparent like that, and I think more people would come near helping somebody with it like that.
Oh, I agree because I
Yeah,
don't do
because I will
GoFundMe's.
not donate to a GoFundMe at all. And
And
it's
a lot of times they're fraud.
right,
It's just
right.
you don't know if you can trust them or not.
Now, if it was, a family member that I knew the situation and, knew what they were telling was to be 1,000% true, maybe that might be a different situation.
If I
Uh,
knew them, I'd probably just give them the money.
Either that or, like I said, donate to whatever it is that,
Yeah,
they need it for. Uh, I just think it's a lot easier to do that. At least you know that your money went to what you were
right.
initially wanting to help out with.
And not cockroach defense.
Right. Let's see. Sweet Melissa, how are you? Sweet Melissa said, I heard the funeral was paid and not to donate to the GoFundMe. I know a lot of people are screaming wanting that GoFundMe to be uh, shut down.
I thought somebody, who was it? Uh, somebody, gosh, I missed it. Somebody said that it's still going.
Uh, does anybody know the name of the GoFundMe? Let me see if I can look it up. I don't know if it's still search. Was it? Does anybody know what like the title of it was?
I don't.
The
Who was it?
Roach's
Let's see.
family has money. His mommy will pay for his lawyers. So his family has money.
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
don't get me wrong,
His
like
mommy.
her mom, and there was a picture that I'd seen. She was like very well dressed, nice clothes, and uh, what I understand, like her house is very nice and all that. So apparently she must have a little bit of money too. Soto is
Yeah.
last name. Her
I think
sister.
his mom is in real estate too.
Uh,
And I heard she's a real bee also, but yeah, she throws her money around. Has a lot.
okay,
She's
let's see.
definitely a Karen.
Yeah, it is still up. I guess Stephanie Soto is who has it. Um, there has been 16,627. Hold on, dollars raised. I'll pull it up real quick. So it's still going.
Why?
I don't know. It should be.
It doesn't need to be going now.
No, I mean she's done. She's been down. Uh, they've done had her service and all that. Okay, let's see what it says. That there was a funeral home that graciously offered to cover the cost of Maddie's funeral. However, my family and I had already made arrangements when the offer was made. On March the 6th of 2024, our precious Maddie was laid to rest in a private service surrounded by family and close friends. Again, thank you for everyone for your support. So was she
Can we
late
see
to?
when the last time, 3 days ago, it looks like was the last time somebody donated.
Mm-hmm. So the funds will be used for Maddie's funeral arrangements and to support our family. Thank you for your. Okay, if you're gonna have a GoFundMe for a funeral, that's all it should be used for,
Exactly.
not to support the family. I don't know. King Scarlett said, "Donate if you want to pay for her legal fees." I mean, that's what it seems like it's going for. I don't know, but yeah, it hasn't. Nobody has donated in 3 days, so let me get this off so I don't have to keep showing the other people's names or whatever. But I don't know. Um, this this whole case, y'all, it's very sad. It's heartbreaking, is what it is.
It is.
It's very confusing. It's it will make you angry. it is an emotional roller coaster. This case,
I agree with that.
and I don't really know how to explain it any other way. And it's a shame when there are, and the same thing I said in the Audrey Cunningham case. It's a shame when you have complete strangers in in our country, and even in other countries who are keeping up with cases here. Um, it's a shame that complete strangers who has never even met these kids hurt more for what has happened to them than a mother or their grandmother who
Absolutely.
allowed these type of men in their homes with these young girls. I as a mother of a daughter, I don't understand it.
Yeah,
I
some
really
people were saying, like, well, they were together for 7 years. After you've been together for so long, you'd start trusting them and everything. But
shit.
I personally, maybe at first he hid it, but I, I think she knew.
I mean, I just don't. I don't see how she did not know or suspect that that was happening.
Okay, so in my opinion, either what's going to happen is your daughter's going to regress into herself and not be acting right, right?
Hmm.
Or she's going to get over sexualized, and you're going to be wondering why at that age is she like doing the things and dressing the way, and you know what I mean? You're going to
Yeah.
see some sort of change.
Or when she hit some teenage years, and we all know how teenage girls can be when they get mad and upset, they tell everything.
Yep.
You stepdad, cockroach, whatever the hell we're calling him, says, "No, you can't go here." And trust me, I know. I went through this. Okay, when my stepdad tries to tell you something, you're like, "You ain't my fucking daddy. You ain't gonna tell me nothing." And it just once you get started, it all comes out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I even at 11, 12 years old, that can happen. I just don't see how this lady did not know that this was going on.
And thank you for the correction, Margaret.
Evidently, piece of shit mother is nasty piece of work, and it's his father is the one in real estate. Okay. See, Skinny says for real. I know when my 13-year-old is stressing over a history test. Like if you pay any attention to your kids, you know when they're upset. You know when they're not feeling good. You know when just by the expressions on their face.
Oh, good Lord, my mom knew everything.
Yeah, I mean, I look. I wasn't the perfect angel when I was a teenager,
I wasn't either.
but I stayed grounded all the time
Yeah,
because
my mom usually caught me.
yeah, I couldn't get away with nothing.
No.
And you just and I that was just 2.5 years of living with my dad and my stepmother. Like my stepmom knew everything. Like if I skipped school, she knew about it. If I was late getting home from getting off the bus, she knew about it. And this is
Mm-hmm.
during the time that there was no cameras put up all around your house, and the neighbors had cameras, and
Oh shoot.
you
We
know,
didn't have cell phones. I didn't have
oh no,
pager. There were
we
no cameras. This is back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s. My mom knew every dang thing. If I even like went to the if I even went to the grocery store, I mean not the grocery store, the gas station in the middle of school, she
mhm.
knew it.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, how
they
do you know?
they have this thing where they know if something is not right. I mean, just with my daughter, like my daughter's 21 years old, she doesn't even live at home, and I still know her every move. That's just me wanting to make sure that I'm protecting my child, even though she doesn't even live here. You know,
Yeah.
it's just, a mother knows. There's like shit she's told me, and I'd be like, I already knew that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she asked me, well, how do you know it? Well, I'm your mama. I know. You know what I'm saying?
That's all my mom would say.
and like I told her, when you have kids, then you will look back and you will see that all the times that I told you I'm your mama, I know, you will understand it at that point. And, you know, it's just any parent who pays any attention to their child knows.
I, I homeschooled my kids, so, you know, they didn't have a chance.
Well, mine went to school to begin with, and then I started homeschooling mine. But even if they just went somewhere with a friend, I still knew everything. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
can't get away from with nothing around here. I know everything. I'm better than the FBI when it comes to my kids.
My mom was too, man.
My kids don't understand. Me and their daddy, we know people that they don't know that we know. So we know everything that happens without them knowing that we know. And sometimes it can get quite comical because I'll like text my daughter and she'll be like, "How did you know that?" It's
I
just
know. My mom even knew, yeah, she even knew something was going on. Even, I mean, I lost her like 3 years ago. She knew up until then, she knew.
mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
Vapor said the swear jar's getting abused tonight, by the way.
I probably need to cool it, but it's just y'all. With a case like this, I can't help myself. It's like and like Keith Scarlett just said, I had a mommy dearest. That's why when I see one, I know. You know, like I said before, my mom chose her husband over me. I'm the only child that woman will ever have. My mom's 68 years old now. You choose that, and that's why I have no sympathy for a parent, whether it's a mother or a father. I have no sympathy for them when
Nope.
they get in trouble for doing something bad to their kid. I have no sympathy. I don't give a shit if you rot in hell. Um, and it literally makes me mad at the fact that this lady, just as in the Audrey Cunningham case, they both like they allow these men around these little girls, and look what happened. They are both now deceased. We
I
know in
have,
this case she was abused. I'm pretty sure in the Audrey Cunningham case as well, it will come out that she had been abused as well.
oh,
And,
yeah,
and it pisses me off.
I'll be back.
Okay. Um, it just it upsets me to see women like Madeline's mom, who is sitting here 24 hours after her daughter has been reported missing, and she hasn't shed not one tear talking about her daughter. Uh, when she's telling about when she went missing, she's not upset. She's not crying. Um, she has like this very straight face with no emotions, and that's what pisses me off, really. So I do apologize for all the swearing. I get caught up in the moment when it comes to stuff like that. Okay, so I know that there was a few that said in here earlier that have not watched the interview with the mom and then the cockroach sits down. So I'm gonna play it. Kelly P, I would have been like, hey, I can't do an interview right now. My daughter is missing. I'm gonna be looking for my child. We can do an interview later. But right now, I'm gonna be looking for my child. Did you see the interview with Audrey's? Yes, Skinny, I did. I have no use for Audrey's grandparents. I really don't.
Absolutely none. I have to say, though, Skinny, I was looking at her picture, so I went to her channel. Does your cat really have a heart on its mouth and on its chest? That is the cutest cat. You'll have to go look at it.
Hold on. Let me go see. Okay, I have to pop my chat out for me to uh get all of the little things in the box, whenever where you can go to
Yeah.
people's channels and stuff like that. Oh, oh my god,
It's adorable, isn't it?
that is so cute.
Is that for real?
Okay,
I
let
want
me.
one.
All right, I gotta get my chat back normal now.
Yeah, and too, that that feeder thing going off,
Uh huh.
just
I mean, I didn't understand the point. Like I said, people had talked about the sound in the back or whatever, and I'm just thinking, like I'm waiting for it to happen, thinking that it's not gonna be uh very loud. Uh, Lady K talks. I was about to time you out before I ever read your thing. I don't know why when I said I read Lady K, I read Lady V, and I thought it was a troll coming about to say
it
something.
I don't know. That thing just really it
It-
I think it just really cements in my head how she goes from, I'm sorry, and with that
she
little
smiles
smile
about
on her
that.
face, and then she just like resets and it's totally flat again. It's
Yeah.
just I think it just flabbergasts me that you can go from that to nothing.
I mean, what's sad is that you got an emotion, even though it was a smile. You got an emotion out of a damn sound in the background, but you give no emotion about your child missing. And Lady K talks. Thank you for joining us tonight. And she says that the timelines don't add up. The mom, in my opinion, is telling lies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I agree. The timelines. That's why I need a timeline for the mom, like an actual legit timeline for her to kind of like intertwine it into Cockroach's timeline, into
Right.
the next morning when Madeline is supposed to get up and leave and go to school, and like that
And
whole
try to
timeline.
cover her butt too.
Yeah.
And
Um,
I have heard that people said, "Oh, she was shaken and she was saying this and that, and then he triggered that feeder thing, and then to tell her she better straighten up." I don't see it. I do not
no,
see
because wouldn't it
an
be like
ounce
on
of
a?
fear anywhere.
Yeah, I don't either. But wouldn't
No,
the
you can, from what I understand, I went into a chat that one of these ladies had it, and they said it's an app on your phone, and you can go to your phone and make it go off.
Okay, so it's not like on a set timer where it goes off for whatever time you set it for,
I
and then
think
that's
it could
it.
be that too. I think it could be that too. I think you could do either or. But
Okay.
I don't think he set it off to like say, "Hey, you better straighten up."
Mhm.
I just
I don't.
don't see
I really
any
don't.
fear in her.
I don't either. I really don't. Hey, White Rain, how are you? Let's see. Oh, I thought we were watching an interview. I am high and thought. Oh no, I hadn't even pulled the interview up yet. Hold on, let me get it pulled up here. Let's see. I was thinking as a distraction, not a threat. Now it could have been that. It could have been a just. Well, if you notice that Tiff, that could be it. It could have been a distraction because right before it went off, she says we dropped her off at school or down the street from the school, and she wanted to walk the rest of the way, and that's when the thing goes off when she says we dropped her off. Then
Yeah, I could see that.
it goes off and it does this little thing, and she smiles. Like I said, that's the only, like, you get a reaction out of a sound, but not a reaction out of your daughter missing. Uh, when it's done making all of its noises, she goes back and she says the same exact thing. We dropped her off at school. Like it to me, she is literally confirming that she knows what's up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If anything, it makes it more.
I just, y'all,
It makes it slaps you in the face more.
yeah, it
And
does.
when she just like totally just resets, I mean, you can just see her just reset and go back to okay.
It's like she knew exactly where she stopped off in her script, so she had to go back to that part and start that sentence over.
Yeah, just like Sarah Boone. You know, she kept repeating the same thing over and over and over.
And there was one point when he sits down and starts his part of the interview that it was like he was saying almost the same exact thing that she had said. And I didn't write that part down. I just like as I was listening, taking notes or whatever, and I wrote down he's saying the same thing as mom. Uh, but you'll hear it. It's like right after he sits down and starts talking about. I believe it was at the part where they dropped her or he dropped her off uh, down from the school, and she wanted to walk the rest of the way. I think it was up in there. Hey Thistle, how are you? So, if y'all have not watched it, this is the interview that we are talking about. I have a huge issue with it. You can hear the many inconsistencies in this interview. The first part, like I said, is of the mom, and then later on towards the end, the cockroach will sit down. Um, he has these fake tears in his eyes. It wouldn't surprise me if he put some eye drops or something. Dreamcatcher, how are you? And yes, I am starting to feel better. Thank you. Uh, where she has none. And y'all will see this. Like what you see right now on the screen, that's how her face was the whole time, except for whenever this feeder goes off.
I tell you what, if it was me and I was wanting to cry, I would either get some alcohol and put it on the Kleenex, or some onion, or something that would burn my eyes and make my eyes water.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so May May says he was even talking about how she was found in the car just sleeping. He was already saying what later would be an issue. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind this interview. So she was reported missing by the mom at 4:45 on Monday, the 26th of February. When the mom gets to the school and they tell her she didn't come to school that day. Uh, Police do not respond until 8 o'clock that night. So when this interview was done, it was the day after that, on the 27th, right at the 24-hour mark of when Madeline had been reported missing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the volume up on it. Why is it?
So the first question is
at the grandmother's house.
Your last name and spell them both.
Can y'all hear it?
Yes, by the way.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody can hear it.
That one.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JENNIFER SOTO.
Mother. Jennifer, tell me how you feeling right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family's a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
Okay, so that's where I was talking about, where Tiff was also talking about it could have been a distraction, because literally when she says we dropped her off at school, like the thing goes off. But if you listen, I'll back it back up so y'all can hear it all again. as soon as it's done making the noise, she says the same thing over. In White Rain, yes, that is true. Bouncing a leg is a sign of being nervous. She seemed very nervous, but no emotion in
Yeah.
this whole
But
thing.
did you see, like, she was just all, yeah, my name's Jennifer, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, okay, tell me what happened. Okay. Boom. No emotion.
Right. She just
Oh,
she can don't
turn your
forget to
clocks
turn your
ahead tonight.
clocks. Everything in my house it will automatically update because all mine is phones, computers, or TVs. So nothing about the sound is threatening. No, I think it was just a distraction because of what she had said, and he was trying to get her to like stop, maybe wait for the sound to end, and then maybe pick up again and be like, he took her, like maybe like she was correcting herself or something, but she didn't correct herself. She repeated exactly what she had said. Let's
Personally,
see. I
I think
think
it
they
just
just
went off.
You think it just like
I
it
think it was
wasn't
just set to go
done as a
off
distraction?
at that time. No, I don't think so.
I
I think it
I
just,
wish the
they
news.
forgot.
I wish the guy that was there doing the interview. I wish he would come out and talk about that sound
Oh, yeah.
because there was
Me
somebody
too.
else that even said that. Like maybe like the media that was there, that was camera guy or the guy doing the interview can come out and like clarify a little bit more as to what Cockroach was doing in the background while they were doing the interview and with the sound and all that.
It would be nice.
Let's see.
Take a
Maddie was
lot of
found in jeans.
speculations away.
Exactly. Margaret said that Maddie was found in jeans. She gave a false description of what Maddie last was wearing. I accidentally saw the photo. Yeah, she does say she was in a green hoodie, and she say blue jean shorts. Maybe that was on the other girl that's missing in Florida. That
They
had the
want to
blue
know
jean
if you could
shorts.
play the noise again.
Yeah, I'm gonna back it up just so everybody can hear what she says, and then the noise goes off, and then where she picks up uh, after it. What did it sound like? I mean, you can hear. It does sound like a parrot making a noise, but you can hear like the food dropping. Whenever like the automatic animal feeder for
Yeah.
whatever animal it's for, like you can hear the food sound like it's dropping. Hey Dan, how are you? Justin, how are you? Justin said good evening. I just woke up. She
Hi,
said
Don.
black shorts. Okay, so thank you, Margaret. So the blue jean shorts is another girl that's a 16-year-old girl that's also missing in Florida. That I'll show y'all that before I end tonight. Um, so I don't. I've heard she was found in jeans. Somebody else has said that. I guess they had seen the picture. Uh, I still can't believe that the picture is floating around on the internet, though.
I can't either.
That it doesn't surprise me. You would think that people would have more respect for a 13-year-old little girl. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Hey, Dan.
Too fast. How are you?
I
Okay.
love that name.
Which one? Too
Too
fast.
fast. It
Oh.
just cracks me up every time I see it.
Okay, so I think I've got it back far enough. All right, let's get it going back playing.
Police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry. That should be it. Sorry about that. We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that will put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What has the school said? Have you get in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras is too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior
Not
to
at all.
just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives now have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior now.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working, but she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I was the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. Yeah.
13?
She's 13 years old. Yes.
13, Madeline?
Madeline.
What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
Friends, the friends' parents, you've contacted and went through
Everyone.
every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain
So much.
to bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done. Um,
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at Jane's house or Sabrina's house. Maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one weekend. Maybe she went back there or something like that.
we've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check where if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think? Oh gosh, I just had it tip of my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it.
And you said this is not like her
Not at all.
to run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her.
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We're desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. No word. No text message. No messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with. Any app. No weird conversations. Nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I mean, if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get, but like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home
So
with
there's
me.
no need for her to really
Exactly.
learn. Okay. And you said no, Tom? I think that was everything. All right. The first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stephen Stearns, STEPHAN STERNS.
All right, so Stephen, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out, and I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she could be. And we're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well, and it just keeps coming in waves. Just the reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home.
Have you, like, literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off. And we looked all up and down the road, all along the communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising.
Okay, wait. King Scarlet, what is it that you're asking? Did I catch that before it goes too far and I don't know exactly where it was at? So I believe he's crying. He knows he's getting caught. Yeah, because it was...
There's not a tear.
Okay, this was done the 27th. He was arrested on the 29th. Oh, yes, King Scarlet. I actually wrote that down in my notes whenever I was watching it the first time. Where did I put that? Okay, yes, he says that he dropped her off at school and that was the last time we seen her. And then she's saying we dropped her off at school. So, I mean, I wonder if police have the mom in the car too at some point. Or did the mom help put her in the car? I fully believe that the mom is more involved in this, and I'm going to back it up. I don't know exactly where it was at, but I'm going to back it up just in case, others didn't catch what King Scarlet was talking about.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Millennials generation said, notice how she's real scared, nervous, stressed, and he's so calm. That psychopath behavior. To me, I don't see her nervous or stressed or scared, or I see nothing. I see no emotion whatsoever from her.
I think the bouncing is nervousness from her, but other than that...
Yeah, but that's her foot.
Yeah, I don't see fear coming from her. I don't see concern. I don't see being upset. I don't see anything coming from her whatsoever. Just the shaking her leg is telling me that she's nervous, and I don't know if it's about the interview, if she's going to mess up on what she's supposed to say and what she's not supposed to say.
Yeah.
Or what.
That's the only thing I see.
Millennial says, I see she's scared to get caught. Yeah. I mean, she's probably very nervous, like scared, like she doesn't want to get caught. I think before it's over with, though, I think she's going to have charges also.
Oh, I do.
Really do. Sarah Beth says, I think she's nervous about someone finding out she knows more than she says she does. Possibility. See, if they have her phone, they should know. See, that's what also does not make sense. She said that she had Maddie's phone. What 13-year-old leaves their phone at home when they go to school?
None that I know.
Like, I know that, there was like this whole big issue about kids bringing their phones to school and all this and that. And I know that here in Louisiana, and I don't know if this passed in other states or not, but during the time that they were having all of the incidences happening at school with the firearms and stuff like that, that there was something that was passed that kids could bring their phones to school in case there is an emergency like that. but while they are at school, they cannot have them out and be on them in class and stuff like that. Uh, I don't see her forgetting her phone at home to be, being dropped off at school. I just don't see that. That should have, if the mom doesn't know anything, that should have been a red flag. Hey, why did Maddie leave her phone at home? You know what I'm saying?
She didn't need it because she was already gone.
Yeah, and I think the mom knows that. I think the mom knows everything.
I do too.
I
The
really
more
do.
I watch it, the more I am convinced of it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of her covering for herself and covering for him, because I think that this is one of those cases, kind of like in a way with Harmony Montgomery, and how Kayla, to the very bitter end and still to this day, would defend Adam Montgomery. I think that that's what this lady here is going to do. She's going to do what she needs to do to cover for him.
Yeah, I could
Which,
see that.
in my opinion,
Not worth it.
No, she's just as guilty as he is. And
no man or woman is worth covering for. I'm sorry.
Not when it comes to a child. No.
Nope.
Not at all. Okay, let me start playing it. I think I backed it up enough to where what Keith Scarlett was talking about that was the last time we saw her. I believe I did. If not, I'll try to go back a little bit further. So are these parents and boyfriend, girlfriend make my May, I'm just like, I want to read it. Literally, if I could teleport through the screen and just jab his eyeballs out, I would do it. So no, they aren't, but I agree. She's covering for him. I think so too. And I think in the end, it's all going to come out that she knew more. She's been lying. She is covering for him. She's going to know every little detail of how she died. Wouldn't surprise me if it comes out that she knew about the abuse, and all that.
Did you want to address Millennial's comment?
Maybe Maddie was. That could have been. Okay, so millennials. There is people that are speculating that. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I think it's not known as a fact. And I'm not saying that you're saying it as a fact either. But there have been people, I think, they kind of like stated it, that she was, and stuff like that. I'm going to wait for the autopsy report to come out. And let that either, basically let it address the rumor. Because if she wasn't, then all of these people who are stating it as a fact are going to look dumb as hell. And then, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm just going to wait for the autopsy report to come back. It could take weeks. Like I said, usually 6 to 8 weeks is what they take. Plunger put out initially, and there's nothing to support that as of now. No, there's very few facts known in this case as of right now. We know that the suit here abused her, even though her name was not in that affidavit of when he was arrested for those charges, but it did list the victim's birthday, and it's the same birthday as Maddie's. I believe I can't remember if it was the police or who it was that said that he did abuse her. It had to happen since 2022. He has been arrested for those charges, what they found on his phone, and that He was seen on camera throwing her backpack and her laptop in the dumpster at the apartment complex where they lived at. They were then seeing him and Maddie at 8:19 that morning in the car, and police believe that at that point she was already deceased. And that she was found several days later deceased.
That's really all the facts we know.
That is it. Police have said that they are not going to talk about anything else regarding the case. And also there is no charges as of right now for Maddie's death. Doesn't mean that there's not going to be. I'm pretty sure once the autopsy report comes back and it confirms what happened to her and how she, that cause and manner comes out, I think at that point is when we'll probably see the charges. Vapor, it's hold on, I know one of them is S battery. There's two of them. Hold on 1 second. Was her King Scarlet, do you know off the top of your head what his charges are? I know one of them was battery. What did I do with her? Madeline Soto. Okay, no, nobody is posted in there. Let me find it real quick, because I know there's two different charges. Okay, yeah, if y'all are going to speak about other creators in here, please do not bash the creator. Okay, hold on, what does... Give me 1 second, I'm gonna look it up. Okay, never mind. King Scarlet just put it in there. Let's see, S battery, custodial victim, 12 to 17 years of age, in the possession, control, viewer depiction. Okay. And all of this was found on his phone. He claims that he accidentally did a factory reset on his phone.
Right.
And so what he was doing is he was trying to delete and get rid of the evidence, which was videos and pictures. Police were still able to recover it. They determined that it happened in the house where Maddie and her mom lived. And like I said, it did not. Okay, thank you, King Scarlet. It did not list her name as a victim, but it did list the victim's birthday. And it was the same as Madeline's. Wait, how do I zoom in on this, King Scarlet? Because what you sent me, I can't read. Let me see if I can screenshot it. Hold on just a second, y'all. Let me do this, and then I'll finish playing the video.
Millennial, we did hear that too.
Oh, wait, what they say? The grandma
She didn't like sleeping alone.
I wish I gotta find her interview, the grandma's interview. Because I've heard that's the grandmother said that. I haven't watched it. Where did the screenshot go? And I can't zoom it in because it makes it too blurry. Shit. Vapor, I'll get. King Scarlet, can you send it to Vapor on Discord? I thought I had it somewhere else too, but I don't guess I do. Okay, so how could the mom even allow that man around her, especially after she was found? I couldn't read myself. Well, when Madeline was found, he was already in jail. But it seems like he was the person who was supposed to take her to school. Okay, Keith Scarlett. He's the one that was supposed to take her to school. So that means you're the last person who's seen the child before she went missing. That should have been a red flag to the mom right there and been like, hey, either. Okay, thank you, Keith Scarlett. That should have been a red flag to the mom, and she should have been like, hey, you know what? You're not coming in my house. You were the last person that was seen that was with my child. You were supposed to take her to school. Now my child is missing. Like, you need to be telling where she's at and what happened to her. Okay. All right. I'm gonna send this paper. I'm gonna send it to you. The one that King Scarlett just sent to me. It's easier to see. I'm gonna send it to you on. Um, Y'all, for some reason, when I do a screenshot, either the screenshot goes to the very bottom of my screenshot items, or it goes to the very top. It's never consistent, and it's very aggravating.
I'm looking for the grandmother's interview that said that. I
Okay.
know Plunder has it, but
Okay.
we need to find it independently, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah. If you can find it, just send it to me in back chat if you want to, and I'll pull it up and play it. Okay, let me get back to the video now. Okay, so I think I've got it backed up far enough on the video to where King Scarlett was talking about, and he basically says that was the last time we saw her. So y'all can be listening for that. Wait, but then she put out to the public Maddie was seen safe after he dropped her off on video and elsewhere nearby walking to her school, and she knew that wasn't Maddie. Letitia did the same thing. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. So whenever I heard the interview today for the first time, and she was talking about them seeing Maddie at the church in the parking lot, and she hung out there until like 9 o'clock, and then she's seen walking away. I kept thinking, like, why didn't police show this video when when she's missing?
I found it. It's on Telemundo 31. I'm going to see if I can catch it.
Okay. Because like usually if they have video footage of someone who is missing as like their last known whereabouts, they will put that maybe like a small clip out to the public. And so I kept thinking, like, is that really true or not? Because they didn't put it out. Well, yeah, Tiff, then they start talking about how grainy the video is, and they didn't really think that it was her. So she stated that as a fact when it wasn't a fact. I think she's trying to distract you. I'm going to be honest. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish listening to this.
We don't know where she could be. We're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well, but it just keeps coming in waves. Just the reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home.
Have you, like, literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off. And we looked all up and down the road, all our communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising. The church across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on, and that was it. But it was grainy. It was grainy footage, and not much else.
Does it seem like she walked west, east?
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
What was the language? Not language verbally, language, body language. When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet my friends?
Happy. She got a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had a 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together here, and she's just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us, and we just not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. Not feeling her presence here is. Sorry. It's hard.
I know you're fine. Don't need to apologize. What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay.
I mean, if someone were to come in contact with her and you gave me her diagnoses, would it be easy to approach her without any like agitation or anything?
Yeah. She's a good kid. She's a good kid.
If you can sum up in one complete sentence, waking up, getting ready to drop her off at school, dropping her off at school, to now speaking to me after talking to the police about her being missing for over 24 hours right now. In one complete sentence, what would that be?
A living nightmare. It's a living nightmare. Day started off like any other. I just want to wake up. You just get hit with waves of the reality, just it's setting in. As soon as it got dark last night, we started falling apart because we knew it wasn't going to come to an end. And now we're going on 24 hours and still nothing. It's conflicting reports here and there. People say they see this or that. None of it's conclusive and none of it's helpful. We just want a baby girl back.
Tom, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Thank you.
Just get you to hold up there for me.
That man makes
I
me
think
sick.
somebody that speaks Spanish should probably find that.
Oh, it's in Spanish.
Well, there's some that have it translated, like J for Justice and Plunder, but I can't find the original.
Okay.
Most of it's in Spanish on Telemundo.
Okay, yeah. We'll see if we can find it later. Let's see. Oh boy knew what he had on his phone and still acted like it. Well, apparently Tiff, he did the factory reset on the 26th. I think is what was said.
Yeah, I think he thought a total factory reset would just wipe it, but people forget about the cloud.
Right. One of my comments. Okay, hold on, Sally Mae. Let me go back. Oh, be nice. Okay, I see what you're saying, Sally Mae. When I put please be nice to her, that's what he said. When he was talking about it, whoever has her, please be nice to her. And I was just repeating, like, please, look, you're fucking asking people to be nice to her, and you were like the worst person in the world to her. So yeah, that's what it was. I was just repeating what he had said.
Big Al said it's not even a cloud. The drive itself still holds the data until it's written up. Yes, I
Okay.
forgot about that. You're right, Big Al.
So yeah, the factory reset was wait. The accidental factory reset was done the day that she went missing. Yes,
Amazing.
I know. I don't know how you accidentally factory reset something because like don't you have to go in and
You have
confirm?
to, yeah, you do. It's several steps,
Yeah, I think
and
I've
it
had it.
makes sure you know you're doing it before you do it.
Yeah, because doesn't it tell you like you need to confirm it? Are you sure you want to do this?
Yep,
And not to turn your phone off or some. So I remember I had to do
yep,
it to one of my other phones because it wasn't working right.
yeah. It
So
asks like I multiple times.
yeah, just to make sure. So yeah, that's what he was trying to do. He was, uh, that was like dumb move number 1,000. On top of all the other dumb moves, like throwing her stuff away, and like he literally even says it. There was cameras at the church, but they wasn't parking. They wasn't pointing at the street, and he kind of like laughs and talking about who would like this, in 2024, like there should have been cameras pointing at the street. Well, you should have thought about that when you went and threw
Yeah,
her stuff in the dumpster.
I was
Uh,
gonna say, didn't you research that one?
yeah, there you threw her stuff in the dumpster at like 7:35 in the morning, and then turned around and lied in an interview and said that when she got out of the car and started to walk away, I saw her stop and look in her backpack, and I thought she was looking for her earbuds.
Hmm. People think people are stupid, and they're the ones that
Exactly.
are stupid.
Yeah. Let's see what I'm thinking. Tell me. Oh, maybe I'm pretty sure once it comes out, we're gonna know
Oh, I'm sorry.
1,000 other dumb ideas that he or dumb things that he did. He was just
Thank you
another
for
dumb
letting me know that, Big Al.
another dumb thing that he did was doing the interview. Like you got on there, you're pretending that you're very concerned about her. You want her back. You miss her. All this bullshit. When you go to court, that's gonna look bad. Honestly. Wait. The reset process is annoying. It asks no less than 3 times if you are sure. No way it happened by accident. Yeah, him saying it, which he came out, I think, willingly told the police that he accidentally factory reset his phone. But like I said, if anybody, even if you don't know a whole lot about your phone and you just use it just to make a call or a text, you still know that you can't accidentally
That
factory
alleged
reset.
friend of his that came out and was talking about, his ex roommate and him being paid off because he found that shared folder and everything, said that Cockroach is not stupid. He is pretty techy. So that too.
Wait, he says that he's not stupid?
Yeah, he said Cockroach is not stupid. They're all gamers and they're pretty techy.
Um, is he talking about the same cockroach we're talking about? Who?
That's what he said.
Oh wow, that is crazy. I think he's dumb as hell. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I do too.
Um,
Just because you're smart about gaming doesn't mean you're smart about everything.
right?
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Okay, so he's being manipulative. He is trying to gain trust with Ellie by telling them one truth. That makes sense. And it really, I mean, if you think about it, it didn't work out in
His
his favor.
the one that was on it was on another creators, and his friend came up, and it's a person that we don't go to very often. And the friend did an interview, and that's who said that.
Okay. I had an article. It came out on the 5th, and I've had it pulled up on my screen all day today, but I'm trying to go back and see why I've had it sitting up here. And it's about Madeline's case. I'm gonna pull it up and read it anyway. I know that there was a reason why I've had it sitting up here, and it's talking about like what the mom has said in her inconsistencies, where she's, in her interview says one thing, but with police she says something else. And I don't know if she just didn't realize that people are going to catch on to it, that the inconsistencies, or if they did, they wasn't going to go after her for it. Like, I don't know the mindset of the people that are involved in stuff like this when it comes to a child, or just anybody in general, or people who are close to someone that is involved in something like this. I don't think they realize that people on social media notice every little thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they critique
Analyze
everything.
and reanalyze.
Yes. Like, they critique every little detail. Okay, so it says Madeline Soto. So, story Jennifer Soto gave law enforcement doesn't line up with what investigators know. So Channel 9 learned Tuesday that the story Jennifer Soto, the mother of the 13-year-old Madeline Soto, gave to law enforcement does not line up with what investigators know. Channel 9 spoke one-on-one with Jennifer on February 27th, a day after her daughter had been reported missing, which would have been the interview that we just watched. Soto told Channel 9 that her boyfriend, Stephen Stearns, also known as Cockroach, who is now the prime suspect in Madeline Soto's death, had taken the girl to school. She said that the last conversation that she had with her daughter happened the night before her disappearance. But a report Channel 9 obtained Tuesday shows that Soto told deputies that she saw her daughter the morning of the girl's disappearance. And allegedly, she saw her that morning when she was getting dressed. And if I'm not mistaken, she supposedly seen her at like 8 o'clock when she was getting dressed. But we also know that police caught him on camera at like 7:35 throwing her stuff away in the dumpster. And then at 8:19, she's seen in the car with the cockroach, and police believe that she was already deceased. Tonka, yes, I'm calling the guy who is in jail a cockroach. I don't want to say his name. Y'all know how I am with nicknames. Okay, so no one has been charged in Madeline Soto's death, but investigators are looking into who knew what and when. That means that they are reviewing initial interviews of the couple and ones conducted later on. Sources told Channel 9's Shannon Butler that the statements about the timeline of Madeline Soto's disappearance have not always been consistent. Okay, King Scarlet. Where's the lady's name at? The Shannon Butler lady. Is that the one that was on with on Court TV that you posted that clip of? That was talking about the inconsistencies with the timelines and stuff like that? All right, give me a second. Let me see if King Scarlet answers me back so I don't lose it. Okay, thank you, King Scarlet. All right, so Jennifer Soto told Channel 9 last week that the last conversation she had with her daughter was about her 13th birthday party the night before her disappearance. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it, she said. But according to documents, Sunday night was not the last time Jennifer saw her daughter. Newly obtained document shows that the girl's mother told deputies on February the 26th that she saw her daughter getting dressed for school at 8 a.m. Monday, and Stearns then took her to school. But since the initial report was taken, Channel 9 learned from the Orange County Sheriff John Mina that Madeline Soto was likely deceased earlier than that. Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off on the morning of February 26 near her school, Mina said during a news conference. Instead, we believe that she was already deceased at that time and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours of that day. Channel 9 has reviewed statements from Stearns and Soto to try to piece together what happened in the final hours of Madeline Soto's life. We dropped her off at school, close to school, Jennifer Soto told Channel 9. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. But in the same interview, she said this: I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner, which was what we had just heard on that interview. Detectives believe that Madeline was likely deceased early Monday because surveillance video recorded at the Kissimmee apartment complex where her family lives shows Stearns dumping her belongings in a dumpster at 7:35 a.m. At 8:19 a.m., video shows the girl in Stearns' vehicle, and she was believed to already be deceased in that video, Mina said. The Kissimmee Police Department has taken over the investigation into the girl's death since Mina's news conference. Sources tell Channel 9 that Jennifer Soto has been interviewed multiple times by detectives from 2 different agencies and that they are looking closely at all the statements that she has made. Like I said, whenever they come out with charges against her, y'all, don't be surprised. But Kissimmee police will not officially comment. An initial report shows that Stearns told investigators that after Madeline Soto got out of the car, she stopped to look in her backpack before he drove away. That backpack was discovered in the dumpster after her death. Stearns said that he went home for about an hour after going to a vape store, and then he ran errands and was home until 2:30 that day, the report said. Detectives said that a tip showed him changing a flat tire not far from where the girl's body was found that afternoon. Before Stearns' arrest, he told Channel 9 that he had dropped off Madeline at school the morning of her disappearance. She was asleep for most of the way, he said. I told her, have a good day at school when she got out, and I love her. She said, thanks, I love you too, and that was it. Law enforcement officers believe that Stearns never drove Madeline to school and that she was already deceased that morning. All right, so that was all of it. So it's basically just talking about the inconsistencies between what she told one person and what she told another person. So the accidental we is going to end up being something I think Mom took part in a lot of the things going on in the home and the disposal of Maddie and are covering it up. And I think the we was a slip. Well, she let that we slip twice. And then in his part of the interview, he says that was the last time we saw her alive. So it sounds like that they both might have slipped up on something.
Yeah.
No teenage girl wants to walk to school that far, especially in the morning when you just did your hair. Well,
Now, how far is it? I've never heard exactly how far it is to the school.
I don't know if I can play the court TV clip or the video, but Vinnie Politan from Court TV had the Shannon lady that I was asking Keith Scarlett about, and he had another guy on there. And this other guy had been looking into the case as well. And he says the church where they were talking about she was caught on the camera and all this and that is, he said that you could not see the school from that church. That there was some road that was in between there.
Well, I heard that, but I'm just wondering, I mean, is it 15 minutes, 20 minutes? I mean, how fast do you go to sleep on the bus or whatever when I never could go back to sleep? I mean, especially if it's only like 15 minutes or so.
Well, if
they don't take the bus, aren't they usually relatively like 15 minutes or so walk?
I mean, yeah, it could be. But according to the mom, she couldn't even get home on her own.
I don't believe that for a
I
second.
I don't either. But
I mean, maybe they drove her back and forth every day, and that's fine. But I still don't believe she couldn't have made it home.
yeah, I don't think she could have either. Now, she could have very easily got up that morning, got dressed, which we know that this didn't happen, but she could have got up, got dressed, got in the car, and fell back asleep if she was awake all night and
Yeah.
been tired. But police seem to believe that at 8:19, when she's seen in his car, that she
That
was
she's
already, that she was already deceased, and it, they could have other evidence that makes them think that, but why would he be throwing the backpack and the laptop in the dumpster at 7:35, and then her just be asleep in the car at 8:19?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I had heard that there was something about her in the car that they caught on camera or something
Well,
that
wasn't
made them know
she
that she was gone.
wasn't she like in a sitting position in the front seat of the car? Like like whoever put her in the car made it look like she was like she got in on her own and she just fell asleep.
Well, you would think. I don't know. I haven't heard that part completely.
Hey, Betty
So
Joe.
it'd be just speculating on my part.
Okay, let me get caught back up. See,
Yeah, did they get him on camera putting her body in the car?
If they do, they haven't said.
Yeah, I haven't heard exactly what that evidence is. Maybe somebody else has.
It seems like if you got a camera pointing at a dumpster, you're probably going to have a camera pointing out in the parking lot of this apartment complex.
I would think so.
So I don't know. I mean, do they have video of that?
I don't know. All I know is they have something that they definitely knew she was no longer with us when they saw it in the car.
And I'm wondering, whenever he threw her stuff in the trash can, if he threw something else in there and they just didn't realize or catch him, like didn't notice him throwing other items in there.
Well, okay,
or
so
didn't know that what was it, other things in the dumpster would have belonged to that crime scene. You know what I'm saying?
right. Okay, but if he's throwing that in the dumpster, maybe she was still in a car at that point.
Could have been. And see, Big Al, that's why I'm thinking, like, where if it's pointing at a dumpster, I would think it would have to be pointing at the parking lot too, just to keep, like.
Well, you'd have it point out there before you'd have it pointed at a dumpster.
Right?
My way of thinking.
Because people break into cars and stuff like that, and so I'm wondering. It just seems like they have to have him. And they did live in a gated. Their complex was gated. They have a.
So did he have to stop at the gate?
I don't. Well, I've got to go back and look to see if it was an actual gate there, but it was a like a security house or whatever there. So I only saw one picture, and there wasn't a gate that was closed, but that doesn't mean that there's not a gate there.
We haven't pulled up her facility yet.
Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. I got her home address right here. Let me go to Google Maps.
That would probably answer a lot.
Okay, so if you have the entrance and exits, you basically say 100% coverage because you cannot get in or out without being caught on camera. Okay, and I just looked it up on the map. From the church to the school is about 9 minutes walking.
Okay, so she fell asleep during that time most of the way.
Well, no, he's saying that the church where she was supposedly seen at was after he dropped her off. So, didn't he say that, or the mom say that they dropped her off in front of the preschool?
That's what I heard. I think
Okay.
that's what it said in the affidavit, wasn't it?
I'll have to go back and look. Hold on just 1 second. I need to mute for just a second.
Like everybody in the chat, you guys, I'm thinking the same thing. If she was in a car while he was throwing her stuff away, you would think he would have had to open the door, and maybe that's when they saw her. I don't know. It's all speculation. JLR did a video of him walking from the church, to the school.
Okay, I'm back. Cameras.
Kelsey said JLR did a video of him walking from the church to the school.
Okay. Well, I will say to go watch JLR's video, y'all, because I can't play his stuff. Now, if I asked permission and he said, yeah, it was okay, then that would be different. But I'm not going to just play it. So if y'all want to watch that, just go over to his channel. What was it? Kissimmee. Okay, hold on. I'm fixing to pull this up. Let's see. Okay, so looking on the map, let me pull this up here real quick where y'all can see it. All right, so the red dot right here would have been where she lived at. So here is an entrance.
Can you zoom in there
To
to see if there's a gate?
Yeah, let me see.
Well, you can also go out the other side, though.
Well, I was seeing because it's like connecting these
to another
apartments.
area. Yeah.
But then it goes out right here. So I'm trying to see, no, it goes to a main road right here. So let me go over here. See if my little. It's not a gate.
The check-in point. Well, there is a gate on the other side.
Yeah, that one says do not enter. So it seems like they're going in and out on this one side.
It looks like there's a bar there.
Yeah, one of those, what do you call them?
Like the railroad arm bars.
Yeah.
Well, and they have a gate there too. It's open,
Okay.
but
yeah, it's open on this one.
Oh, wait a minute, that's on that side.
Yeah, I just went back on the street a little bit. So they're open there, but whenever I go here, see it's closed, but they're letting people in on this side. But I mean, there's other
it almost
ways.
looks like on. Oh, okay. What it looks like is on the exit they have the gate, and on the entrance they have the check-in point.
Yeah.
Well, they got it at a busy time, didn't they?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it looks like cameras. If I can't zoom it anymore, but it looks like there's a camera there and a camera there.
Yeah.
I mean, the place. Let me zoom back out. It looks like a nice place. You know, there's a swimming pool for the complex.
King Scarlet said she posted the map where it says 9 minutes from school to church.
Okay, thank you. And I'm thinking that all of these probably are included in the same complex. I mean, they've got tennis courts, another swimming pool. Let's see. But the only thing is, like, they go back here, is you can go out right here, and there's not a gate
Yeah,
there.
there's nothing there.
So I mean, unless they have that back way blocked off right here, or do they? No, wait.
Well,
No,
yeah,
there it
yeah.
is right there.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the gate.
I
to
thought
it.
that looked like there was one there.
Okay, so it is. There's a gate on both ends of it. So there's 2 ways in, 2 ways out, but you have to go through a gate either way.
Okay. So if he went out, there's a camera there. Even though he could have driven through that gate, that doesn't, I mean, they could have gotten a pretty good video right there.
Right. And I'm wondering where they have the video, like where was he at with her in the car when
Where's
they
the
think that
dumpster?
whenever they think that she's deceased. I wonder where he was at that time. Let's see.
I'm wondering if it was at the gate going out or if it was at the dumpster.
I don't know, because they never did say exactly where he was at.
What time did he dump it?
7:35.
What time did he?
And then
he
he was
said he
seen at
dropped her
8.
off when?
See, he was seen at 8:19 with her in the car when they think that she was deceased. Let me see. Hold on.
Okay, so it sounds like he might have stopped at that dumpster before he left.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find my other timeline, because that, I think, is where it's gonna have it. Okay, so 7:35 shows him dumping the items. Okay. So did I not? So apparently I didn't write down what time he claims that he dropped her off. But I know that school starts at 9:00.
Yeah, it seems like he was at the dumpster before.
Yeah, I wish they would come out and say where it was that they caught him on camera, because he might have been leaving out of the complex,
Yeah.
at 8:19, and they might have caught him on those cameras.
Did you read Veggie Joe? She said the fire didn't start in the kitchen; it started in the attic, and it
Oh,
could have
dang.
been burning for days, and the smoke detector wouldn't have caught it. Wow, you guys are so lucky, Betty Joe.
Okay, so Monday they're supposed to come start demolition on the inside. Once that's done, then our contractor will be able to start remodeling the house. I know y'all will be so glad once it's done, Betty Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, I'm trying to just look through here. They got several pools there. I wonder if they have like one designated area for the dumpsters. Or if they have them kind of like set out, for.
I don't know. I don't see any.
I don't either. But they said that it was in the complex. And it's kind of hard to see. That does this look blurry to y'all, or is it just me?
Yeah, it does to me.
Because see, like they have several different areas, like this area of apartment buildings, and they've got this little one right here. So it seems like they would have maybe 1 or 2 dumpsters per area.
That would make sense. What's that?
Okay,
What's that little brown?
This right here, that's what I was looking at. Is that maybe where they take their trash? Can't tell what that is. Or
Can
they
you
could
drop
have. No.
I bet you can't.
No, because it's inside of the complex.
gated.
So it. But I mean, they could have one place. You know what I'm saying, for
Right.
all of them to take it. But wherever it's at, he was caught on camera dumping the stuff, and they found the video, they went back and saw it. And see, there's no type of a garage or hey Kelly Dime, how are you? Or like any type of covering or anything like that that would block the view of a camera. So even if
It's
he
all pretty
carries, even if he was to carry her to the car, like she was asleep, so he was carrying her to the car, it would have to be on camera.
You would think.
I wish I could do street
And
view
there,
in here.
I wonder what floor they're on.
Let me see if I can find the.
I'm wondering how he would get her down to the car. Because he had to have gotten her to the car.
I don't think these are apartments that are like an apartment on the bottom, apartment on top. It's more of like
Just straight out ground level.
Like a 2-story type apartment. Hold on. Let me go to Facebook because that's where I saw the pictures at. I don't remember which one I was in, but it shouldn't be hard to find. But somebody had posted the pictures of the outside of the apartment and like some pictures of the inside. A second. Okay, that's just the mom's car at the sister's house. Let's see. And if y'all are a part of the Find Madeline Soto discussion group, that's where the video was posted on her 12th birthday that I was talking about, how she starts smiling at the very beginning. And then you can just see how her face changes. Their townhomes.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you, King Scarlet. It's heartbreaking, y'all. I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
Okay, so somebody has posted. What is this about? There's an overpass to walk under to get from the church to the school. In no way is this church across the street from the. Okay, so that was something else. Let me see if I can scroll down far enough to find these pictures of the apartment or the townhouse.
I wonder if the dumpsters might be under some of the trees.
It could be.
I mean, a nice place like that would kind of want to conceal their dumpsters, I would think.
I mean, yeah, because there are apartment complexes or even like strip malls or buildings that's got multiple businesses in it, and they'll have a dumpster for them, and they'll put them like at the edge of the parking lot under the trees or whatever.
Yeah, even a lot of hotels and things do that, so it's not
right. Wherever it's at, though, he was caught on camera doing that. Where the hell is the thing? And there were some people that had posted pictures of Madeline with her bio dad. Wait, who is this? Oh. That may be her grandfather. Okay, y'all. Give me just a second. As soon as I can find these pictures, I hope they're not on a different group. I'm gonna pull it up to show because it shows the outside of where they lived at. So many people has posted in this group. I know somebody had also posted in here about the Nights Inn motel, that there was an investigation. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office was doing an investigation there as well. Hey, Elsie. But I don't. It was never said if it was related to Madeline's case or not. Okay, here it is, right here. All right. Let me take that down and pull this up. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but it would have been this one right here.
Wow.
Would have been. So it was the door right here. So it looks like there's maybe 4 in a building, and so this one right here would have been like theirs.
So how did he get her out of there into the car?
I don't know. This is just showing like the I guess amenities or what all they have there. That would be their kitchen. They're, I mean, they're not very big as far as like the kitchen living room area. But somebody had said that it was a 4-bedroom house. Let's see, and hers, yes, hers is number 107, so this would be a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,470 square foot.
What time did they catch him with the flat tire?
Was 1:30 to 2 o'clock. It's somewhere around in there.
How far away is it?
If I'm not mistaken, I think they said it's like 17 miles is what Vinnie Politan said today. But hold on, I can map that out real quick. Directions. Yes. What was it? It was Hickory Tree Road. I don't know exactly. They have a St.
I'm trying to figure that out, Betty Jo.
They have a St. Cloud, Florida, and a Longwood, Florida. Let me just do this. I'll know it whenever I see it. So it's a 30-minute drive, 18 miles. Yeah, I'm going to pull this up real quick. I don't know what part of this road, but where she was found at, but it's just going to take me to there. And I know where they were at that day was like an open field across the road and then like a tree line, you know, on the side.
And there was more trees too, right, on the other side?
Yeah, but there wasn't any. Yeah, and there wasn't any houses or anything like that. But see, it literally runs all the way through here. So I don't know exactly what area on this road, unless somebody has seen a specific location. Of this road, I don't know exactly where it would be at, but just to this part of it, 18 miles, 30 minutes. Shit, I didn't. Yeah, why is it doing that? I didn't mean to do that. Damn it. And see, it goes. Oh, see, I've done something. Jeez. But I mean, it goes up in there and it like loops all the way around this lake. So it could be anywhere on this road. I mean, look.
I mean, because it sounds to me like they caught him on camera with her pretty early in the day. Is that what it sounds like to you?
Well, at 8:19 in the morning is when they're saying that they caught him on the camera with her in the car and they think she was deceased. And then 1:30 to 2, he's seen out on the Hickory Tree Road changing a flat tire. So
To me, it sounds like he went to the dumpster, may have had her in the car then, and then went
could
out,
have.
possibly got caught on that camera there or by the dumpster. I wonder what he's doing between the other times. Trying to figure out a place to go, maybe?
Possibly trying to figure it out, an easy place that he can get into, but there's no one around, no houses.
I mean, it's not an easy thing to drop a body somewhere. I mean,
well, no, because you got to take into an account of traffic, possible cameras, houses.
yeah, the carrier.
If there's dogs around that's going to start barking. So, there's a lot you got to think about.
Yeah.
March 6th, Precious Maddie was laid to rest in a private service that was quiet and quick. King Scarlet, do you know has it actually been confirmed that she was cremated? Or was she actually, a funeral service and then they buried her? Okay, so May says, from what Ellie said, it sounds like that it is when they saw Maddie in his car that morning because the flat tire was a sighting of him with a flat tire sound.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking it had to be earlier, and he's probably just trying to figure out where to put her.
Right.
I mean, because it looked to me like she was further out in that area, so he would have had to also carry her out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, now there's stuff like apparently this guy has made several Reddit posts. Somebody had posted in one of these, help find Madeline Soto. These are a bunch of his Reddit posts and comments. His username was Sustenance. I personally didn't dig these out, but it's a lot to take in. Seeing that some of this really put their life into perspective, and I can't believe Mom was clueless. I don't know. It's like a picture of Maddie with something that she had painted. And I don't know. This dude is weird. If y'all are not part of those Facebook groups and you have Facebook, I would join them. Because they have a lot of stuff on there. Some of it's crazy. And they have a memorial for her out there where they found her at. And a lot of people have taken balloons out there and like stuffed animals and flowers and stuff like that and put it along the tree or the fence road. So, okay, Shay, have a good night and thank you for joining us.
Good night, Shay.
All right, so there's her memorial. No cremation has not been confirmed that I know. Okay, thank you, King Scarlet. Betty Jo says, I think the mother and the boyfriend did this together and he said he'd take care of it. I think no matter what, whether she was involved in her dying or if she wasn't, I still think that she knows everything that happens. And I just don't understand how she didn't know.
Is that where they found her?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was I guess in that general vicinity, like that may not be the exact spot in this tree line or whatever, but that's where everybody's doing her memorial. So it was in that area. So I don't know, y'all. It's very sad. Like I said earlier, it's sad. It will make you mad. It will make you upset. You will cry your eyes out. It's just like your heart breaks for Madeline, but then you watch the mom and how she acts in her interviews, and it's just it will make you mad. What time was the time supposed to change? Wasn't is it 1 o'clock in the morning or 2?
Oh, I thought it was midnight. I always do midnight. I don't know.
Hey, Christian, how are you? So yeah, we're supposed to spring forward, but I never can remember if it like you're on your computers and stuff like that, if it changes at 1 or 2 in the morning. So everybody's saying 2. So just like 10 more minutes and it'll jump from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Jeez. Yeah, that's gonna screw my whole sleep pattern up.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I just want 10 minutes with them both. Betty Jo, I agree. See, I cried today listening to our classmates talk about it. See, King Scarlet, I don't know if I could do it. That would be God. And I know that like one of her friend's mom has talked, uh, about the birthday party and stuff like that. Kelsey, I am sorry I did not speak earlier. I've just now seen you in here. It's 3:50. Betty Jo, it's done spring forward where you're at because mine still says 1:51.
Mine still says 1:51.
And she's only an hour.
So does my phone.
That's what I just picked my phone up. And it says 1:51 also.
Gosh, I wish the grandmother's thing would be in there.
Okay, is Cat's Meow still in here? I just realized who they were. I guess maybe I didn't realize who they were in Discord. Okay. Well, Cat's Meow, if you're still in here, I just saw your message on Discord. See, it'll switch at 2 a.m. Okay. Michelle, it looks like East Coast is already sprung forward. They like 2 hours in the future now. Oh, I don't like the daylight savings time stuff, y'all. Sally Mae, have a good night, honey. And Sally Mae, I saw some stuff that you were talking about the other day when I was sick, and I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. But I'll message you tomorrow.
Dang, every time I find that grandmother's interview, it's on somebody's channel. Because they're translating it.
It could be. Is she mostly Spanish speaking?
Yeah, but the one that I heard, she was speaking some English.
Okay. All right, Casmia, I was just saying, I just saw your message on Discord, and I might have realized it a while back, but I just realized who you were on Discord.
Yeah, it gets confusing. Good night, Sally.
For the most part, I know, even if they have a different name on there than what they do on YouTube, I pretty much know who's who, but sometimes I might forget.
Oh, those pictures are so sad.
Oh, the pictures that's in the one Facebook group of her and her dad, and I guess it's his new wife or maybe girlfriend or something like that. She is just like happy-go-lucky,
That's so
just
sad.
She doesn't have that look on her face. Sally Mae, we love you too.
Yeah, good night, sweetheart.
Yeah, I wish it would too. I don't understand the point of the whole daylight savings time thing. I like it when it gets dark later and it's warm weather, and if it would just stay like that year round, I would be a happy person.
You and me both.
Warm weather and later afternoons, or later darkness, I should say. All right, I've seriously got to get caught up in the chat. And if y'all have not hit the thumbs up yet, y'all, please do so. Even if you're not in chat, uh, and you're just sitting listening, or you're watching on your TV, I think you can do a thumbs up on your TV.
Yes, you can.
So if you're watching on your TV, your phone, computer, whatever, please hit the thumbs up. We keep talking about stopping the daylight savings time thing, but never do. Yeah, I've seen them say something about that something about a bill trying to get passed or something like that to stop
I
it and
think
make
it's
it.
outlived its usefulness.
I mean, I never understood the point of it.
Well, it's what I was always told was way back when the reason they changed it was for the harvesting and for that, they didn't have the lights and all of that business when they were out, farmers were out and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they changed it where it got darker later so they'd have more time. And then they changed it back in the winter. I don't know why.
Yeah, I hate when it gets dark early.
I do too. It's depressing.
Yep. Miss Amir, how are you? I think
JC,
Alaska.
what did you say?
Don't the what?
Like,
I know. I
is
know
that
that.
Spanish?
I know that Arizona. I don't know if the whole state or part of it, but I know that there is a part of Arizona that does not change time. It stays the same year round.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully, with it getting later, darker later.
Later. It's better when it gets darker late. Betty Jo, I agree. Okay, so now she's saying it's 3:56. It's still 1:56 here.
Still 157 here.
Scarlet fires and floods in a way. Madam Mom, I would just love to live on a beach. I don't care where it's at. Just a beach.
Why is it posting times all of? I've never noticed that before.
What?
I never noticed it posting the times in chat.
On StreamYard it does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on StreamYard it does, but on the actual YouTube chat it doesn't. I think I can put it on there.
That's me. See, I could try by something 100 times, and unless I'm looking for it,
yeah, you don't notice it.
No.
So yeah, see, I can turn it on the YouTube chat also, or turn it up. I just never have it on there. I don't see. I mean, because it's on my. Which if somebody tells me that like to go look for something or whatever, I never look for a timestamp anyway, so it's just easier to find their name.
That's how I do. Probably why I never noticed it.
Sarah says, I prefer when it gets dark earlier. Some people like it. Me, I'm just, when it's warm outside.
They're morning people.
Yeah, when it's warm outside, I like being outside. So the later, the better. And we have like dinosaurs that fly around Louisiana that we call mosquitoes. And so, yeah, they start coming out right at dark, a little before. So
yeah, they do too here. Then we don't have dinosaurs though, but they're fairly large.
We got full-blown dinosaurs down here. Scott, is it your birthday? If so, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. Did you watch the Culpeper thing on Max?
No.
I just watched it tonight.
It's on Cinemax.
So, yeah, it's on Max.
Oh no, I haven't seen it. What's it about?
It just goes from beginning to end. It's actually very accurate from what we hear. I was wondering if they were going to throw a bunch of the other crap in there with it, like,
Mm-hmm.
but they did a pretty good job.
Okay. Elsie is saying, "Damn, it went from 1:59 to 3 a.m.
Whoa,
We didn't even have a 2 o'clock, y'all."
no,
And
it
Tonka,
did.
I am sorry. Tonka says I missed her birthday and it was March the 6th. Tonka, I am very, very sorry and happy belated birthday.
Is
So
that
y'all,
baby awake?
y'all don't forget to wish Tonka a happy birthday as well. And you are very welcome, Tonka. Yeah, Elsie said y'all watch your clocks change and it was 1:59 and I was watching it and it went from 1:59 literally to 3 o'clock.
It did.
We didn't even have a 2 o'clock, nothing on March the 10th. Oh, okay, King Scarlet, I just saw the pictures that you sent to me also. Thank you for sending them.
Who was very sick on it?
Huh?
Oh, I was just reading JC's thing saying she was very sick on it.
How, wait, did we enter Lori's portal? I don't know, sir. I'd be
I
scared to
hope
go in her
not.
portal. You
I don't want to go there.
You would never know where you would end up at. Okay, so yes, I also see King Scarlet where she posted from the middle school to the church. So that would have been the road that the guy that was talking to Vinny was talking about, like that main. Did he say if it was an interstate or if it's just a main highway that's through there between the church and the school? Let me screenshot this and then I can pull it up.
I can't answer that because I've watched too many things in the last 2 weeks.
Where's my screenshots? I hate that it goes to my screenshots and then I don't know if it drops it at the top of my list or at the bottom.
Oh, I hate that.
Because, I mean, sometimes it takes it down to like the bottom of my screenshot items. And then I'll scroll all the way down thinking it's down there. And then it's not
And
down
it's
there. I have
at
to
the
scroll
top.
all the way. And I have probably 300, 400 things in my screenshot folder. Okay, so this
Mine
is
does
what
same thing.
this is what King Scarlet was talking about earlier. Hunter's Creek Middle School is where she went to school at, but they're saying that she was dropped off down the street from there. The church where they're talking about that she was seen in the parking lot would be right here, and then that's the main road. I can't remember the guy that was on Court TV with Vinny, but he was talking about that you can't even see from the church. You can't even see the school, and there's that highway that's through there. So that would have been it right there. So it's a 9-minute walk from the church down to her school. And they're claiming at 9 o'clock she was on camera in that church parking lot. Wait, you guys might want to watch the show on Wendy Williams, My Word. That said, I'm really screwed up to see how famous people with mental illness. Yeah, maybe I seen where she has I can't remember the name of it, but it's the same thing as Bruce Willis has.
Dementia?
Yeah, but it was some other name that they called it. And I can't remember what it is, but that's basically what it is. And it's the same diagnosis as what Bruce Willis has.
That's just sad.
And I saw something on Twitter a couple of weeks ago where they were talking about how bad Wendy Williams is. Lewy body dementia. Thank you, Michelle.
I would not want to be around anymore.
Yeah, it's. I couldn't imagine. Like, I'm very forgetful with stuff. Uh, it would, to me, it's a scary thought of being in the world but not knowing where you're at or who the people are around you. Like,
Yeah,
literally
my
looking
mom
at.
didn't have dementia or Alzheimer's. I'm sorry,
No, go ahead.
but she had where she had too much calcium buildup in her brain,
Mm-hmm.
and it necrotized part of her brain,
Oh,
and it
wow.
actually made me. It was terrible. She lived in horror almost all the time,
Mhm.
and it scared me so much. And my grandma, we went through it with my grandma, and so I went and got early tested because I was so afraid of it because I am forgetful.
Yeah.
I think it's not that I'm forgetful. It's like if I don't have something to focus on and you're just talking to me, my eyes glass over after a few minutes because I don't have anything to focus on.
Right. Yeah, it was what I was seeing about Wendy Williams. It was like really sad because they were showing a clip of her. Uh, I forgot what she was even talking about, but she was like had her head in her hand hanging out the window of a car, and
Oh,
then there was another clip where she was, I think she was sitting on a bed or a couch or something with somebody, and I forgot exactly what it was, but it was her house told her something. Uh, oh, that she was going to be back on camera by whatever date she said, and she said
oh,
that her house had told her that, and it's very sad.
it is
And
sad.
it's, I couldn't, you know, imagine sitting there, be like looking at your kids and not even knowing who they are.
I honestly, I would hope that if by the time that happens to me, if it ever happens to me, I think we should have the ability to say whether or not we want to be here
Mm-hmm.
anymore.
Yeah, because it can get, it's not the person's fault, um, because they can't help it. But
No, my
there's,
mom would not have wanted to live like that. Absolutely
yeah,
not. And I would go up and spend like, a month, 2 months with her, trying to
mhm,
keep her at home as long as possible. And it's just,
right.
it's heartbreaking. And,
Uh,
to think that, not that we're not important, but to think that everything they've done in their lives, all that play acting and all of that business, you would think that would also kind of mess with their heads too, in a way.
yeah, yeah. My father-in-law, he was never diagnosed with dementia, um, but I believe his dad had it. But back then, like my father-in-law was born in 1931. Uh, his dad, I think, was like the late 1800s when he was born. So back then, they didn't have that type of diagnosis or whatever. But he would he wouldn't know who we were. Not all the time, but there would be times like we could walk in the house and he wouldn't even know who we were. He would think we were somebody else. And he was, and I saw this was talking about her father-in-law and how stubborn he is. My father-in-law was the same way before he died. Um, uh, Grateful middle-aged cat mama, how are you? Um, and it, like as I was saying, it's not their fault, but there are some people who have dementia that get treated so badly by their caregivers just because the caregiver gets frustrated with them.
Yeah, it's very maddening at times.
Yeah, because there may be a struggle. Because I mean, just imagine the people are scared. They don't know who people are around them. They don't know where they're at. They get frustrated with that. They may try to talk and you not understand what they're trying to say. Uh, and some people are just not meant to care for people like that. and they get frustrated and they're just downright mean to them, and it's just not their fault.
Yeah, my mom, she was very bullheaded and stubborn. I mean, she'd get mad about the most crazy things. To you, it sounds ridiculous, you know, and
Yeah.
you're trying to help them do something, and it's just, yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Wait, May says she's in a situation of Britney Spears with someone else in charge of her care and finances, and many are taking the conservatorship. That
Now, Elsie said her dad didn't recognize her this week
oh, Elsie, I'm so sorry.
or last week. It's just
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's it's very sad. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here for the night. I think I need a mental break from this case, and I've only been on it since yesterday, y'all. But it's like everything that I've tried to read from the very beginning of it when it happened, trying to catch up on everything, and it pisses me off with this mom. The more
Well,
I
and
think
you've
about
just
it.
like totally deep dived all at once too.
Yes, like yesterday was the first time I sat down at my computer since I did the Kohlberger hearing on the 28th,
Yeah.
and I hadn't even been at my computer since that day, and hardly on my phone. And it was just like I had to, you know, take in as much as possible to try to get caught up with currently what's going on in the case. And it's, you know, they're not really coming out
Well,
with any more information.
We've had a lot of hard ones here recently, you know, with
Oh God, Audrey's, and then
Elijah,
yeah. Oh, and that reminds me. Hold on.
and then we're looking for Sebastian, and oh my gosh, all
Yeah,
these.
that one. I need to get into that one. You know, I have a son who's 24 and he's autistic, and I really should have been on that case heavy. You know, with Sebastian being autistic and getting his face and his story out there more. Let me look up this girl real quick. Her name is Phoenix Adams. She's from where was it?
Oh, that's another one we just went through. That little Phoenix that he got lost. The little autistic
Yep.
child.
Yep.
I mean, we've been through a lot.
Yeah. I want to make sure though that this one is still missing. Or if she's been found before I pull it up real quick.
Yes, Rachel Morin. That's a hard one.
Rachel, we've had I can't even remember her name now, Lord. The one that's missing in Arizona. Chelsea Grimm.
Chelsea Grimm.
You need to watch.
And
Yeah,
they still haven't found Elijah, but they're
Yeah.
certain. Well, they seem to think there's no hope.
I think he's already gone,
Yeah, I do.
honestly. The Libra Moon, yeah, I need to get caught up on his case a little bit more because I haven't watched any of the interviews or anything like that his family has done. Okay.
I was trying to get caught up on Mahogany.
Who did I
That's
see?
crazy.
Somebody else was talking about Mahogany's case today on Twitter. I don't remember who it was now, but I saw it on there.
Oh my gosh, it just gets worse and worse. I feel so sorry for her poor family. These people spreading these videos and just sharing them.
Yes.
What is wrong with people?
There's people that have said that they have seen the person that posted it on Twitter. Somebody had commented under it, said that they had they were sent the video, but they didn't see the part of the essaying and all that. It was just, but what they saw was too much for them.
I think there's 5 videos, is what Pascal
God.
said. 5 different ones taking her different places and all of this. And I can't even imagine people trying to find that. I mean, why?
Why would you even look for it and then watch it and then turn around and send it to somebody else?
I don't understand that mentality. It's disrespectful for one, but I mean that stuff just messes with your mind. You don't need to see it.
Right. I mean, what are you going to get out of watching it?
Sick people.
Okay. This girl. Okay, so the Missing North Fort Myers girl, the Phoenix Adams, she has been found.
Oh, thank God.
So it says, I didn't hear about her case until today, but it says that she was found late Friday night.
How long has she been gone?
She went missing. Let me pull her thing back up here.
Sarah Beth says, by the way, Lost Souls in chat, Walmart has composition notebooks for 98 cents if you need more. She's actually gone to Binders now.
Where did she go missing? Wait, did she go? Okay, so she went missing January 26th?
Wow.
And she was
I
just
haven't even heard of her.
I hadn't heard of it either until, yeah, she's been missing since January 26th. And due to the current investigation, the case had been upgraded to a missing child alert. But it says now that it was updated May the 9th. And it said that she was found late Friday night. So this past Friday, she was found.
Well, I'm glad they found her.
Yes, because she was only 16 years old. So,
Which one was the one that got mad, threw her phone, and ran away? Broke her phone because her parents went and get her a new phone. Oh gosh, there's just too many I've been looking into.
that broke her phone?
She got mad and she broke her phone because her dad said she could not get a new phone. She broke her phone and she ran away. I can't remember the girl's name. Dang it.
Oh, right. Libra Moon. Okay. Libra Moon says Scarlett is way in the future. She said May 9th. I am sorry. I meant March 9th. I'm tired. I'm sorry. So yeah, it was put out, or the article was updated March the 9th and said that which was Saturday, yesterday, and said that she had been found late Friday night. So late March the 8th, she was found. Okay, I didn't even realize I said May. But the one you're talking about, I don't guess I've heard of it. When did she go missing or run away?
It was just like in the last week or so since we were sick. And I'm sorry, when I don't feel good. Okay.
So that might have been why.
And she's missing.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, can anybody think of her name? My brain don't work when I'm sick, and I've just seen so many different things scrolling and scrolling.
Do you remember what state it was in?
No.
Okay, let me see if I can Google it. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups now. Girl.
Oh, well.
So she ran away because they wouldn't get her a new phone?
Yeah, and then she broke her phone and left.
Let's see. Okay, so teen, let's see, who reportedly ran away because, let's see, when did this come out? Oh no, that was fine.
Arizona.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was reading to myself.
Oh. Hmm.
Whoa. I opened up a whole can of worms. There's a thing on here. It's 15-year-old girl unalives herself after family takes away mobile phone. My
Oh
Lord.
damn. Yeah, I just typed in "girl who ran away because parents wouldn't give her a new phone," and it came up with all these different things about how you discipline a
Yeah.
runaway.
Yeah.
So, wait, let me see. Is this it? Oh no, that's Sebastian's.
It wasn't Alicia Navarro.
Alicia Navarro is the one that left with the older guy. Remember?
Yeah. And then she came back. Went to
Sarah Beth, I'm right behind you on that one.
I'll see if I can figure it out.
Okay. Betty Jo, have a good night. Maybe we need to jump to May 9th for less tragic cases. Grateful middle-aged cat mama. It would be nice if we could wake up for months and months at a time and not have a case to talk about like this. It would be really nice.
It would be.
Just get on YouTube and shoot the shit with each other and not have to talk about any of this tragic stuff.
Yep, especially kids.
It's sad. And well, even though I hate it being sick, it was nice to have that mental break from all of this.
Yeah, I was just like watching trials and just things, just to get my mind away from all of it too, and catching things here and there. And no, her autopsies haven't been released yet.
No, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. With her being so young, they might not release the results of it. They may, come back and we not even know that they're back yet. I think this is going to be something that's depending on what that cause and manner is. Um, and I believe it was Tonka that said earlier about the DNA in this case is going to be huge. I'm pretty sure they're waiting on DNA results, uh, autopsy results, toxicology results. I think at that time will be when we'll start seeing some charges start coming out. Natalie Fuentes is another runaway who just got released from a psych ward in Cali. She goes by Cleo and has a bunch of facial piercings. I guess I've never heard of her, Ming.
I've heard that name. Can't remember why.
Mom thinks that she ran away with a grown man she was speaking to in her phone. Oh,
parents need to lock down these phones.
Yes.
My grandkids don't even have phones yet.
Well, when my kids finally did get their phones, hell, they had a phone way before they even had Facebook or anything like that. And they took. I let them take their phones to school, but there was rules with it, only because of all of the stuff that was happening at the schools and stuff like that. And plus,
luckily, my kids homeschool, so otherwise, I'm sure they'd have it.
I wish I would have started mine off in homeschool, to be honest with you, but I didn't. They ended up going to a public school to begin with. watch The Office every night. One day from Molly True Crime. What was it? Okay, so like several months ago, uh, I had watched every one of the Twilight movies. While I was sick and I couldn't go to sleep, I have to have my TV playing. Even if I'm asleep, it has to be playing.
I watched
So,
that new Wonka movie tonight.
which one?
The new Wonka movie.
I don't guess
It's very different. Timothy, I can't remember his last name, but it's like right at the very beginning of how things got started. It's completely different than any of the other ones. So you can't. So if I were to base it on the old movies and Depp's movie and then his, you can't compare. Yeah, is it Clemente? Yeah, Timothy. I don't know how to say his last name, Clement or Clemente. He actually did a pretty good job if you just let go everything you know about Willy Wonka.
Mhm.
It wasn't easy, Kelly. I had a pit in my stomach every single day for 14 years.
See, I'm watching The Nanny, and I'm the same. I have to watch my TV on. Wait, I have to have my TV. Yeah, I cannot sleep if there's not a TV playing. I used to sleep with a radio playing when I was younger, but now I gotta have a TV.
Chalamet?
I'd have to look him up to
Chalamet?
see who he is.
He's cute. He's got a very good voice. Of course, it's musical.
Let's see. Anyway, I ended up watching all of the Twilight movies over again.
I get a kick out of that. Who would you pick?
Out of Edward and Jacob,
Yeah,
Edward.
I don't know. I would want to pick Edward because I'm half vampire. But girl, Jacob,
I
yeah.
don't know. I feel like that Edward was just. I don't know. I feel like the vampires were better than the wolves.
Well, I'd want to be a vampire, not a wolf. But
Oh yeah,
if it's,
if I had that choice, yeah, I would too. But
then
I
I'd go out there and bite all these bad people and not bring them back with me.
make them
They'd just be
suffer.
gone. Yeah.
I ended up watching that, and then there was something. I started on the Fast and the Furious series, or all their movies. I started on that one. Then I watched Top Gun and then Maverick.
So, did you like the second one?
Top Gun
I
is
haven't
always
watched it.
the first Top Gun has always been my favorite movie
Oh
since
yeah.
it came out. Top 10. If it's literally if I see it on, I'm gonna watch it. Maverick was okay because it incorporated Goose, and because Goose's son is in it, and then Iceman is in it. Uh, it was okay, but
But it's not Val Kilmer.
yeah,
Val
it had
Kilmer?
Val Kilmer in it. Yeah,
Wow.
but it followed the same storyline as what the first one did to a certain point.
Uh,
But then it at the end, it like he was trying to protect Goose's son, and then he ended up like they headbutted each other, just went at each other, and then on the end they ended up working together and becoming close. So it was, I mean, it's okay. It's not my favorite though. 8 Mile is
I
another
started
good
to
movie.
watch it.
You would probably like it. It's
I
really
don't know.
good. I mean, it's good, but it's not like Top Gun's always been my favorite.
Well, how can it not be? I mean, that was an awesome movie.
Yeah, it's ever since I was. I mean, hell, it came out when I was 6 years old.
No spoilers, Betty Joe.
Yeah, that is true. He does.
8 Mile is good. I do remember that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Oh, there was another one. Yeah, me
I
and
haven't
Charlie.
watched.
Go
I
ahead.
haven't watched real TV in like probably months, maybe a year, since I've really even watched a show.
Yeah, I hardly ever watch. Now, I will watch, like, if it's a whole series of a TV show, I will watch it like that. But other than that, I don't sit down and watch, like, the new episode that comes out every week.
I
Sweet Home
need. I need
Alabama
to.
is another good one.
I need to finish watching The Walking Dead, and then I guess they have a new one started.
Okay, so the the actual The Walking Dead, like all of those series are over with. Now Daryl has his own spinoff, and then Michonne has her own spinoff that started February the 25th, but I haven't got to watch any of those. And then
Wow.
you know there was Fear the Walking Dead that came out.
Yeah.
So they finished all of those seasons. Also, it's not coming
Yeah.
back on.
I'm like on the second half of 11, and I don't want it to end, so I won't watch it.
If you don't watch it, it will never end.
I know it. I can just
Well,
go back.
the Daryl Dixon one is actually overseas. It's not.
His I would watch.
Yeah, what I don't know if I watched the whole season of his or if it was just the first couple of episodes, but it was okay. Um, but like I said, it's overseas and something to do with uh, where the nuns live. Uh, a convent? Is that what it's
Oh,
called? It has something to
what
do
are
with
they
that.
on?
What?
Are they on Netflix or what?
Is it Netflix? No, is it maybe Hulu?
I'll have to look them up. I do
Well,
like this.
no. It's AMC.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what it's on. Because I know that Michonne's was supposed to come on February the 25th, but I haven't watched them yet. I'm gonna wait till like all of them are done for the season and then watch them, like binge watch them.
Oh, I love to binge watch.
Oh yeah, that's like the best thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
See, I like the New Orleans one. The lady wait, what are you talking about, Libra Moon?
Are you talking about the originals?
Who? Oh, she said who likes American Horror Story. The originals
Oh,
is really good.
yeah, I like them.
They started off on Pretty Little Liars. Was it Pretty Little Liars? No, that wasn't it. Vampire Diaries.
Diaries.
Yeah, Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, okay, Damon or Edward?
Klaus. He was like my favorite one on there.
I have to stick with Damon.
Let's see, Miss Ellen.
Yes, I saw those Sleeper Moon. Some of the first ones are okay. The newer ones have gotten really out there.
Yeah, I don't guess I've ever watched them. But any horror movie I will watch.
Oh, I love horror.
As long as it's not dumb. Because you know
Yeah.
there are some that are just plain out dumb. I will watch those. And there was the one that it was supposed to be like the scariest movie ever produced. Was it The Conjuring? Was that it?
Oh,
And I watched it and it wasn't, I was like, this isn't anything to it. Seriously.
yeah, me too. I'm like, yeah, it's got to be good.
So they're only fun. Like usually my cousin would come watch them and he's deadly scared of scary movies. And we was watching one and this little boy jumped up at the camera and my cousin damn near flipped my couch over backwards. He thought that little boy done had him.
When we were growing up, we had Dark Shadows, and I would rush home from school. It was like vampires and all that. And I would rush home from school. I was like 10 years old to watch that every day. That's where my addiction began. And then it just grew from there. But then then we only had like 3 channels back then, literally. And then you got the Friday Fright Nights on. We
Mhm.
got that new VHF or UHF channel, and that had all the Friday Fright Night things with Vincent Price and all those guys. And oh man, I'd stay up all night long watching those on Fridays. It was the best night of the week.
Wait, have you seen The Green Inferno? Sarah Beth, I might have, but here's the thing. Me and my husband watch so many movies that a lot of times I don't remember the name of them. If I
I do
start
the same
watching
thing.
it, I realize that if I've seen it or not. But that's like, we literally watch a lot of movies here.
I do the same exact thing. I'm like, I don't remember the name.
Yeah, he'll be like, well, if we're going through like Netflix or Hulu or whatever, I'll be like, what's that movie about? He's like, you've done seen it. He can remember every movie that we've ever watched, and I'm just like, I don't remember it unless I start watching it. And
my hubby's the same way. I'm like, we saw that? I don't remember. But the really good ones I do remember.
yeah,
and I like to rewatch those.
I know that every military movie I have seen. Now
Watch a lot of
the
military.
Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, I didn't remember if I had watched it. I knew that I had been wanting to watch it for a while. And then so
I think I
started,
remember that one.
well, I had watched it a long time ago. I just didn't remember that I had watched it. So when I started watching it the other night, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this now. And I just went ahead and finished watching it. Because there's several movies that I can watch over and over and over and over. Knock at the Cabin Door. That's with it seems like, is that the one with the dude that played the wrestler? Okay, Betty Joe, have a good night. Batista, is that the one you're talking about, Tonka? If so, then yeah, I've seen it.
Betty just like, I'm going for really all now. Dreamcatcher, you and I would have fun because, yeah, I love to watch the scariest scary movies. I'm like, that ain't scary. Really scare me, okay?
Yeah, I mean, what was the other one? The last one that we watched was, everybody had told me to watch it. It was supposed to be like a really scary movie. Is it The Pope's Exorcist or something like that?
You see these people in the movie theaters and they're like screaming.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh, are you kidding me?
I would laugh
Good
at people
Lord.
like that.
I do.
Hold on, Parker. Let me look it up and see if that's the one. I want to say that it is.
Somebody said it was Jake on the Covenant.
Jake Gyllenhaal plays on The Covenant. But Tonka was asking about Knock. What was the name of it? Knock at the Cabin
Door. Does have Batista, Sarah Beth says.
Yes, it's got Batista, and it's about the two guys, and they have their adopted little girl, and they're out there, and Batista and like these 4 or 5 other people come with them, and it's like they have to do something or it's going to come to the end of the world, and it's like very crazy. It's not really scary. It's more of a
I
weird.
don't remember the name of it, but have you watched that new one with Sandra? Wait a minute.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. The end of the world or something like that. I don't remember. That thing is. It's not scary.
I think the last thing I watched with her was Bird Box.
It's very relevant as to now. It kind of makes you think.
Wait, okay, hold on. I think I know what you're talking about.
I can never remember the name of it.
I'm
terrible with the name.
Hold on, Sandra Bullock. I think I know what you're talking about, and I think I did watch it. It's they're staying at the house, and the owner of the house ends up coming back, and there's planes falling out of the. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I did watch
And
that.
the cars go crazy.
Um,
Yeah, I told you about it here a while back. I still can't remember the name.
yes.
Now,
The
JC, I
Unforgivable?
did. No,
Is that it?
it's like the end of the
I wonder why that's not on her.
Leave the World Behind. That's right, May. Leave the
Okay,
World
yeah,
Behind.
it's not on her IMDb page. I wonder why. Hmm. That's weird.
Well, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. Go watch a movie.
Okay, thank you for coming up.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're
Love you
welcome.
guys.
Love
See
you
you
too.
tomorrow. Bye bye.
Let's see. That's the movie psychological thriller. I don't know. Yeah, it was okay, Tonka. It wasn't really scary. It was more of a I don't know. I don't know what you I guess psychological thriller would be a good name for it. But I did watch Leave the World Behind. It was kind of weird with what's going on in the world today. So I guess I'm gonna get out of here too, y'all. And try to go to bed. I don't know yet if I'm gonna go live tomorrow night or not. Um, if I don't, I will let y'all know. But if I do, it'll be the same time as usual. So I don't know yet because I don't know exactly what we've got going on tomorrow night. Tonka, have a good night. I also like the old time movies. Some of them are the older movies are really good. Dreamcatcher. Sarah Beth, you have a good night, and you are very welcome. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out uh, for this emotional roller coaster of a case regarding Madeline. Hopefully, we will hear something soon from the police, but I don't think it's going to be uh, too awful soon. I think they're pretty much trying to wait on those results before they can, before they start throwing charges out. But hopefully, it'll be, it won't take too long for the results to come back. So, Kelly P, have a good night. So I love you all. I hope you all have a wonderful night or morning. If you have not set your clocks forward, don't forget to do so before you go to bed. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow. And yes, Sarah Beth, justice for Madeline. All right. I will talk to y'all later.